Okay, this is seeming straight so far. I don't even know what I'm gonna play, to be honest. I get on 5M. See what's on there. I totally forgot that I had VR chat. I could also play with Project Playtime as well. Let's see what's on here. Actually, let's see. Played this last time. I'll just drive around. See how that works. I need to update. Oh well. My webcam looks laggy. Definitely does look laggy. It's just loading. I don't want to try to watch that. But yeah, this is something I'm gonna try to do a little bit more active on. Try to be a little bit more in tune with the constant updates. Not constant updates, consistent uploads is what I was trying to say. God damn. always think like, you know, how could life be more better? But then I also think like life is what it is. That's just how we progress. We're all humans just trying to search for something. I'm just trying to search for something I could be content with. And I think that's putting myself in a space where I feel comfortable in and where I feel accepted. And I got a few friends that definitely helped me see that, and I can't thank them enough for what they've done for me. It helps so much just to have someone to talk to, chat with on a deeper level, laugh with, hell, maybe even cry. It just goes to show how much your friendship and your loyalty for each other runs deep. I don't know why I'm trying to talk philosophical or some shit when I got this fucking melancholy ass music. But like, sometimes like when you have like songs like these, you try to like be in tune with yourself. Try to have that intuition, or let alone just like speak something into existence, you know? And what I try to speak into existence is having a strong, loving, caring, powerful community, bro. And if we can get there, then that's all that matters, bro. Like really, that's all that matters. God damn, this game taking so long. I hope everybody's doing great today. If you're tuning in live, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. It does wonders if you like and subscribe. And you know, I hope you can continue this journey with me. And just be comfortable for the ride. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, as a kid, just like watching YouTubers, it sparked something inside of me where it's like, damn, like I could do that. I could put my mind to this. I can focus like my energy on it. And as I get older and I'm becoming a young adult, it's like, wow, this shit is inspiring. It was inspiring when I was a kid, but it's like nowadays it's like it's even more riveting because anybody can do it, bro. Anybody can do it, no matter if you're 5 years old or if you're 97. The shit is possible. It just takes dedication, takes courage, and being humble. I know I'm not even really talking to nobody, or hell, I'm just talking to myself, really. Or I might be talking to like 2 to 5 people. That's all that matters to me. I get to talk to somebody, you know. Luckily, we got some things that we got in store for today on the stream. Like I said, once again, if you are new, go ahead and stick around. I don't want to pressure you into like subscribing immediately because you don't even know me. I don't even really know you, but I would like to get to know you, and I would like for you to get to know me. God damn, bro. This music is crazy. This music is crazy. I was gonna wear my glasses, but I didn't know if the glare on my light would work. I think my fucking webcam just went out. Hold on. Yeah, it did go out. I'm actually gonna turn it off. I'm not gonna have that on right now. This really makes me just want to like speak some like true inspirational shit, bro. Like I don't know what I could say. I could be like, the world is your oyster, or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like I don't know, bro. Just a character in my show, and you're living it. I don't fucking know, but that don't even make sense. Like, that don't even make sense. Alright, I think we're about to load in. I think it's about finished. What the hell is this blue box on my screen? What the hell is going on? I'm not even gonna lie, like the scene that I put up on here, it's so nice. I just love question marks. Question marks are so beautiful. Alright, y'all. We are here. Where the hell did I even spawn? I don't know. Let me get out of here, though. Can I jump? Hello? Oh, you can't jump right there. How the hell do they expect me to get out of here? No. I don't know. I just need like a random car to get out of here with. I don't really want to pick nothing too serious. Oh. No, that was OD. Ooh. I was trying to turn on that one. Ooh. Oh, let's start up a new one. Alright, yeah, we can definitely get out of this card now. We don't need to drive this anymore. Just drive like a supercar. I don't know the handbrakes on here. I think it's shift, but I can't be too sure. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. I was just loading in. Jesus Christ. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh yeah, I want to get nice with this drifting. I hope I don't have any other background applications on. Let me see. This man Fridge. What's going on, my guy? No, I don't think I have anything that's running. I think it's just like OD. More test. Even more test. Extra dose. Yes, it has to be the finest of tests. I low-key think it might just like be my bit rate. This is OD. I'm not gonna lie. Who the hell is this? Oh, y'all can even see it. Okay, I had a dude just following me just now. I don't know where bro went. We talking 97%. Jesus, Colombian powder. That's OD. That's OD, French. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, that's the most thing that's being processed. All right. Forgot to set that as a high priority. There we go. Oof. Oh, what the hell? Oh, wait a second. I think I. So I don't be streaming on YouTube, bro. It should be tweaking sometimes. Frame just running well on here, but now the stream is just lagging behind. It's going to OBS real quick. I'm gonna give it some time. There we go. Did it not switch scenes? Oof. Oh my goodness. Alright, yeah, now we chilling. Yeah, now we're good. I need to spawn a new car, bro. This is not it. Oh, damn. I'm trying to drift. Dang, and I ran into a pole. Oh, I am not using that button no more, I swear. It's gonna get me killed. Every time I click this, I click my my right click button, I can literally steer with my mouse. All right, I think I low key I low key think I could drive with my mouse. Oh yeah. All right. I'm gonna try to drift around here. Jesus Christ. Nah, bro, that's OD. Like that's literally OD. That's insane. Nope. Nope. Wait, can we? No, we can't. I was thinking about cutting back on the music, but I don't know what I could play. Honestly, I really don't know what's like okay to stream on YouTube with. When I was on Twitch, I would just damn near stream anything. Alright, here we go. We're gonna try to drift around this. Whip. It did not work. Did not work. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. That man vibing like hell right now. What's a nice little muscle card that we can add? We got a U. Nightmare. What is this? What the hell is this? This clown ass car. Yeah, I can't drive that, bro. This is a voodoo. What about a Dominator? Is this straight to drive in? Let's find out. Oh, okay. He was passive. He was in passive mode. I would have crashed in this car whole life. Hey, yo, he getting turned. All right, I think I'm understanding the mouse control now at this point. Brody is going crazy right now. Godly. What is this? This is a sports? GT 500, Jester, Monroe. These motherfuckers flying. They are flying. Boy, let me tell you. That hoe's like a little sensitive with it. Am I earning XP every time I drift? Jesus. Honestly, my stream's looking great. To be honest, stream's looking great. Prioritized everything. Running smooth. No, 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 catch it. Catch it. There we go. What if I just kept swiping it? Like, hold on, y'all. I'm about to put on some music, low key. About to cut back on that music we were listening to earlier. I was gonna turn back on my webcam, but nah, nah. Cats in the back tweaking. They snapping. Oh dang! I didn't even switch it back over to the scene. My fault, y'all. Hey, yeah, I'm snapping right now. I wonder if I try to turn around with it. Honestly, I'm getting the hang of this. Like, to be completely honest, I'm low key getting the hang of it. I am not racing. Not on these. Not in these tires. I would get dusted. Dang, the boys is out. Look at these dudes. Oh, that just makes me want to change my car. It just makes me want to change my car. Not an SUV, no. Sedan, no. Compacts, no. Wait, add-on vehicles, new vehicles. Honda Beat. What's this? I don't want to. I don't want to ride in that. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what that is. I'm like, what? What are we driving right now? Oh hell no. Who wanna whip in a Crown Vic? That's nasty. Drift missile. Let me see. Okay. Now, this is low key something I can get behind. The only thing is, it's kind of messed up. What's up with this Aston Martin? Oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice. Oh, they drag racing. Oh, I got a reward card. Let's check that out. A Volkswagen Golf? Oh, what is this? Ooh. Oh, that interior looks nice. Let me take a look inside. Wow, this is nice. That looks nice. Oh, Brody added a spoiler. That's hard. I wonder if he gonna drag race me. Oh, Brody disappeared. Dang. Dang, I wonder how you change gears. Oh! That was OD. Wow, this is some nice cars. Oh, he's... Hey, dog. Hey, dog. Hey, dog. Wait. Is he actually? Wait, no, this is so fire. This is so hard. I never knew that there was something like this. Like a nice little community like this. This is so fire. Oh, they bringing out their best cars. Hold on. Holy shit. This is so fun. Yo. No, that's fire. That's actually fire. That's so heat. That is so heat. Dang, that man smoked us. Holy cow. That man smoked us. Holy Christ. No, this is such a dope community, to be honest. This is so fire. Like, I actually want to like talk to these dudes. If I'm even able to. Can you even like talk? Is there like a push a talk button? What the hell's going on with my shit? Hello? My thing's... I don't know what I did. I didn't turn off the car. I'm even trying to press the escape button and that thing's not working. Only thing that's working really is my radio player. Oh, and that's copyrighted, bro. I wasn't even trying to turn that on, to be honest. Bro, how do I... Am I like... Am I dead? Am I dead? What's going on? I can't even access this. Hold on. I'm gonna switch out of here real quick. No, man, I really wasn't even trying to leave, but I guess I have to. That's tough. Wow, man, that was honestly pretty cool. I never joined anything like that before, so that was pretty refreshing. What game could we play next? I low-key want to try Apex. I don't think I'll have any problems with Apex, to be honest. I'm gonna load it up. and see what can we do, to be honest, like, you know. Let's see what these dudes doing.
Fuck all your homies, they bitches, just like you.
Hello?
Your homies pussy just like you. All y'all niggas mod together, y'all the mod circle. The same bald head niggas I real.
Alright,
Fuck all them niggas. And what he gonna do? Nothing, bitch.
oh, what y'all doing?
This nigga get impressed because he went a mod on the game.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I figured I started a stream, y'all. I started streaming on my YouTube.
Oh, type shit.
Shoot, I want to join y'all. I was about to hop on Apex.
So annoying, bro.
This random ass lame niggas on a mod and shit. Like, why is mod exist on the game? Y'all niggas is weird. Stupid ass niggas want a mod and shit.
Yeah, put that shit down, nigga. What's wrong with you? Now hop out the car and fight with hands. Ha ha. Look at your tank. It's done. Bitch ass nigga. What's wrong with you? Shit done.
I was driving around in the RSM, the free roam part, like the chill and drift. Bro, that is so fire.
Oh, the chill and drift shit?
Yeah, I unlocked the car. I didn't even know you can unlock stuff on there.
There he is. There he is with his like this. Shoot, wrong with you? You killed yourself? Say that. Still coming. On my way. Watch this. On my way.
Peek. Peek. Peek.
Nigga shot the air. You corny as fuck. Bitch ass nigga.
What's up?
Oh snap! I just hit the heck out of my thing.
Dude, teleported. You right here. You right here.
How'd that even hit me though? Bitch ass nigga.
Hold on, you wanna use that?
What the fuck, bro? They need to get this snow off. What the fuck is going on, bro? Bro, stop.
Yeah, this music is fire, bro. I bang with it. I don't even know where I fucking found this shit.
So what, Steven? What happened, gang?
Oh no, I'm reading something.
Bitch ass nigga.
But yeah, I just
Sit the fuck on the floor, you bitch ass maggot. Get the fuck
Bro,
on the floor, maggot.
I figured I'd do a little stream.
Yo, we all should be bald here, bro. It'd be funny as hell.
I'm beating the fuck out this maggot. Bitch, look at your punk ass not going spawn no more, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, nigga.
What's going on?
I don't give a fuck. Shut up, nigga.
Nobody care what you saying, dirty
Shut
boy.
up, nigga.
God, man, you sound spit as shit. You sound like Anthony, ugly boy. What's wrong with you? Look at this nigga got it. He always using explosives, bro. You so corny, bro. Hey, that nigga could. This nigga, bro, y'all did you see that, bro? Nah, come here, nigga.
But I hope you realize if I whip my BBC out in front of your mother, she gonna start doing jumping jacks, bitch.
I know y'all
Fuck
niggas
on my
didn't see that
face.
shit. Nigga, go, look. Hold on, bro.
Look at this weak ass nigga.
Bro, I
Look at
can't
this
even hear your
weird-ass nigga
shitty
again,
ass
bro.
microphone in my ear. Shut up, bitch. Your mic suck, poor ass
Bro, put that-
Mexican nigga.
Put that gun down. Wrong with you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, sit your bitch ass down.
God,
Bitch
bro.
ass
Why is
nigga,
he
bro?
doing
How he
this
didn't
shit,
blow him
bro?
up, bro?
I don't even care about the other dude. I got his bitch ass blocked. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. I'm not giving that nigga no attention. I tuned his bitch ass out. I
How
ain't
we
tryna
didn't
see
blow him
that.
up, bro? What kind of corny shit is that?
Cause he modding. It's not rocket science, nigga.
Nigga hacking.
That's all he does. He can't play the game right, so he gotta be trash at it. and throw C4s like a bum ass nigga that he is.
I'll bring it back, y'all.
Look at a flying motorcycle ass nigga out of nowhere.
Look at him. Look
Modern
at him.
ass nigga flying with a motorcycle.
Fence,
That nigga wanna use the MK2. Come on, bro. You know that shit is overpowered on GTA.
Alright, we're gonna be so annoying with this bitch ass nigga. Now watch.
Like, why is y'all all
Fist
so
fight me. Fist fight me.
ugly?
Fist fight me right now. Fist fight me right now. Fist fight. Fist fight. Fist fight. Oh, so let's fight. He finna get worked on, bro. You finna get. What's up then? Alright, adjust your glasses.
Look,
He
you
trying to
don't
Adjust your
troll this
glasses.
shit. This nigga corny as
Trying to
fuck.
troll. Alright, then
Bro,
go
shut
ahead.
your
Come on.
lame ass up trying to troll.
Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's up?
Wait, hold on. He has.
Pussy
He has
ass. Alright,
armor.
well, alright, bet. I'll let you
Armor.
adjust your glasses. What is he doing, bro?
Hold on, let me
That's what-
unmute
that's
this
how
nigga
shit
and see
get
what he
started.
said.
That's how shit get started, bro.
You said what, little man?
Alright, come on. Come on, come on, over here, over here, over here,
Oh, the
over
bitch
here,
nigga not even talking.
over here.
Fuck
Put
him
the gun
then.
down.
Shitty ass $10 mod he bought. Fuck wrong with him?
Bro, really?
I mean, either way, when
Watch
we leave
this.
this lobby, the nigga gonna stay broke for the rest of his life, and that's facts. Whether dude got his little laughing or not, he gonna stay broke. As soon as we leave this lobby, you gonna
bro,
remain a
punch
bitch.
this nigga.
All modern niggas is virgins.
This nigga do
Do
backflip.
something.
Bro. Wow, bro. Wow. Wow. Bro. I don't want to use guns with this
All
nigga,
niggas
bro,
that
'cause-
mod are virgins. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Shut up, nigga.
This pathetic
Use
ass
guns.
server. Ain't no
Use
motherfucking
guns.
admins to
When
ban these
you use
stupid
guns, you
ass
keep
modern
destroying
niggas
you.
out the
Use
goddamn
guns, you
game.
keep
I could just
destroying.
mute you if you being corny, bro. Simple. I could just mute you if you being corny.
All these modder ass niggas is pathetic and don't
No,
know how to use
hold
their
on. Woods, he said he
motherfucking
want to
chance.
fight. He said he want to fight. He said
Don't
he
know
wanna
how to
fight.
1v1.
What's up?
You gonna use
All these
guns.
bitch
What's
ass
up?
niggas do is fucking mod.
Bitch ass nigga, sit down.
All
Bitch
y'all
ass
niggas
nigga.
pussy as fuck doing this stupid ass mod shit.
What's up?
Bitch.
Nah, ain't no stop.
He can't fight.
Wrong with you? You can't fight. Oh, wait, I bet. Say that. What's up? What's up?
Modern ass niggas is
Come on.
trash at the game.
Hey, yo, I'm about to go
Sick of
smoke.
y'all.
I'll
Bitch
be
ass
right
nigga.
back.
Go to sleep.
All
bro.
right,
Alright, gang.
What's up? What's
Sick
up?
of these niggas. All these dumbass niggas do is just fucking
What's
mod
up?
and they can't aim.
Go ahead. Swing. Swing. Start seeing and see what happened.
Bro, why this nigga always being corny, bro? Get
Bitch
off
ass
nigga's
nigga.
dick, bro. God damn.
Nope. Shut up, nigga.
Nah, nigga so
Bro, with
corny,
you.
bro.
Nope. 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 We fight to the death. We fight to the death.
Somehow this guy.
He taking the tank. He taking the tank.
Bro,
Wrong
why
with
my
him.
shit not blowing this nigga shit up, bro?
All right, Newsport. Oh yeah.
There
Oh
you
yeah,
go, bitch. Get
Newsport.
right over.
Oh yeah, Newsport. Oh yeah, Newsport. He finna attack him. Newsport finna beat the hacker up. Wrong with you?
Nigga, they both hackers. Fuck wrong with them.
Nah. Nah, Newsport, stop doing it. He's better than the other hacker. Fuck wrong with him.
My fault.
Oh shit.
Like, get your spit ass on, bro.
Ha ha! I told you your bitch ass was gonna get
He got banned.
banned.
He got banned. He got banned. Alright, bro.
Wait, that was the guy? That was the guy?
Ugly ass nigga got that 1 year. Bitch, 1 fucking year. Yo, bitch ass got banned.
Oh.
Ass nigga.
Bro, stop using guns. Stop using guns. Are you trash? Are you trash? Wrong with him.
Bro, this nigga's always doing that shit, bro. Like, damn.
Wait, that wasn't him.
Fuck wrong with this nigga, bro? Bitch.
Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to get out. Wrong with you. You finna get banned next, boy.
Shut your bitch ass up. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You could die. You could kill yourself. Hang yourself, nigga.
In GTA, which is
Fuck
this
wrong with
game.
you?
In GTA, on GTA.
Time about talk to you. Get so corny ass on with that shitty trolling shit. You can't troll me,
That
nigga.
nigga said, lol, yeah, right. Nigga, yes, you already.
Report me there. I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna report me in real life, nigga. I'll beat all y'all ass in real life.
Report us
this
then. We
nigga
don't
got
get no fuck. We
fucking
just beat your
bitches,
ass.
no nothing. Like, this nigga just.
David, you trying to troll? Shut up, boy.
I'm
You a
the
They just-
bitch.
horny ass nigga. You heard somebody
Shit,
deep voice and you
bro.
getting horny. Look, you moaning my shit. You gay as hell.
David, shut your bitch ass up.
Bro, shut your ugly ass up. Shut your,
You sound like a
shut your ugly
nigga.
ass
You
up.
sound like a school shooter if he turn horny. Shut your bitch ass up. Shut your ugly ass up, boy. Shut your ugly ass up. You get booty raped by Herbert the pervert and we're like bitch ass.
Yeah,
nigga. Shut
you're
your
a
ugly
grown
ass
ass.
up.
You're a grown ass man doing this, bro. Come on, bro. You
Wait,
like
can you hear Jay?
You
you like
26-year-old ass nigga trying to alter your voice on GTA, bitch. Shut
you
your
like
ugly ass
28
up.
doing this shit, bro. Grow up, bro. Come on,
Stupid
bro. I
ass
know you
nigga.
got kids too, bro.
Shut the fuck up trying to change your voice, nigga. You a goofy. Bruh, shut the fuck up. Nobody care about what you talking about, you ugly ass lizard eating
So I wouldn't
bitch.
do none of that. IRL. Okay.
So
Maybe
corny,
the same
bro.
nigga
My
moaning
face is
on
straight, bro.
you the same nigga moaning on a game. You gay as hell.
How are
You-
we bitches? Yo,
you
bro.
moaning and
make
you moaning
sense,
and be gay.
nigga.
Can
You
get no
hit this
bitches in
nigga
real life,
phone,
nigga.
bro.
You realize that, right? You get no pussy, nigga. Yeah, you stop talking now. Loser
You
ass
had this
nigga.
nigga
Just
talk,
talking about
bro.
something you just
Talking
mad.
about we. Like what? We? Nigga, that's you.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You a hoe. And you know that shit, bitch.
You trying to act up on this?
Shut your hoe ass up. Shut
Like,
your
come
hoe
on,
ass up.
man.
I just heard you change your voice. Shut your hoe ass up.
Old ass nigga, right?
Bro, if I had my PC volume turned down, why the fuck you think that shit gonna work? I can't even hear that shit, bitch. You wasting your time. Nigga sound like a bisexual Elmo. Shut your bitch ass up. Find your fucking nose, pussy.
I know you're fat in real life. I know you got a gray shirt on with some shorts. I know that.
Bro, your
Look,
weak
you-
ass laugh, bro. Shut your ugly ass up, bro.
How your voice crack while laughing?
Bro,
Bro,
when
shut
shit
your
gets
weak
serious,
ass
nigga
laugh up,
gon-
bro. You a bitch, nigga. What wrong with
Nigga
you?
better
Get off
start
mine
acting
so I can
for
beat
real,
your
bro.
ass, nigga. Press tab. Press tab, nigga. Press tab. Nigga, press tab, ugly ass
Can't say the
nigga.
N word, but we black though. So
Press
how we can't say the
tab.
N word?
Press tab, you bitch. You a hoe, nigga. Oh, there go the hacker. There go the hacker. You with your little hoe ass. Get your ugly ass on,
You
bitch,
saying we
nigga.
mad because you
No,
saying
don't say
nigga?
nothing,
Bruh,
pussy ass
hold
nigga.
on,
You a
hold on.
bitch.
Let me talk to this nigga because he keep typing to me in the chat. Bro, first of all, I will strangle the fuck out your bitch ass if I see you in person. So you need to shut your little ass up. Nobody's taking you serious. I'm not mad at you. I'm just calling your bitch ass out for using illegal client mods, and you want to try to say I'm mad at you. I don't give a fuck about you, nigga. When you get banned and they find out that you're using illegal client mods, no clipping through water, flying with your car, shooting from 100 centimeters with RPGs, you gonna get banned next. Watch. I'm gonna make a whole report on your bitch ass, nigga. It's over. I'm gonna make a full ass essay on your bitch ass, and I ain't never gonna stop till your bitch ass get banned. Pussy. Fuck wrong with you? It ain't never gonna stop. All your bitch ass can do is laugh, but you're not gonna be laughing when you in that bitch for a year. Just like the other nigga that was modding, he got banned for ICM, and you gonna be next, bitch boy. Shut your ugly ass up. I can't even hear your bitch ass. You do the admin. Shut your chill sounding ass up, bitch. You sound retarded. Shut your ugly ass up, bitch ass boy. School shooter sounding ass nigga. Shut your bitch ass up. You pussy. Fuck wrong with you. Your mother's titties is gorgeous, nigga.
Press tab. Press tab, bro.
Ugly ass nigga. And what the fuck you gonna do, nigga? Nothing.
Press tab. Press tab. Press tab. Press tab. Press tab.
Typing on your trash
Press
ass
tab,
laptop
press
keyboard,
tab,
you
press
poor ass
tab,
nigga.
press
Shut
tab.
your bitch ass up, boy.
Weak.
Fuck wrong with this nigga.
It's crazy.
Yeah, fly the fuck away, cause I just exposed your bitch ass using the mods, pussy boy. Fly the fuck away. Good bitch. Ugly ass nigga, fly the fuck away. And David, shut your ugly ass up, you dumb ass cucumber sticking up the booty hole smelling ass
You
nigga.
got no
You
bridges
ugly
in
as
real
fuck.
life.
Right, take your
Because
bitch
you
ass
don't,
serious,
the
you
way how
ugly
you,
ass
oh
nigga.
shit,
Fuck wrong with you.
my bad. Cause the way how you act,
David, your mic
the
is
way how
ass.
you act
Nobody gonna
on
take you serious.
5
Your mic
M
is worse than this nigga Taco
the-
mic. Taco mic is
and the
trash as
vibe
fuck.
that coming out your damn lip.
Bruh talking about some bullshit.
How I'm trying to act tough if I'm talking normally.
Bruh, Taco, the fact that you thinking about CP should be the reason you get banned. Fruity ass nigga. Fuck wrong with your goofy ass. The
So you
first
just
thing you
like,
thought about was
white
CP
people.
on your head,
You
bitch.
like 30 some on 5 M trying to troll people with a shitty voice.
This
You
shit
weird.
crazy.
The first thing this nigga thought about was CP. Fuck wrong with his weird ass.
Bro, he gonna
So how old
bro,
you
he
is?
weird.
49?
He ain't gonna-
Bruh,
Cause you
That's all I gotta say.
overage, bro.
That's all I gotta say. You just weird.
I ain't gonna
You
lie,
don't
bruh.
get
If a
off the
motherfucking
vibes.
car
You're
crash
not.
happened to your parents' house, you gonna be the first nigga standing outside and a wheel gonna
Look,
knock
you
your
getting
grandma
mad because
down,
I say
bitch.
you're 40.
What's wrong with your ugly
Like,
ass?
I know you 40, bro.
Actually, this
What's
nigga
up?
50. Fuck is you saying?
And
With a
fuck that
squeak-ass
Discord server.
voice.
That Discord
Pussy
server
ass
full of
nigga.
broke
Is that
niggas
what?
and
Phone
10-year-olds.
with
Shut your
ugly
bitch
ass.
ass up.
Who?
Bro, don't talk to me.
What
yo,
you talking about,
Shut your
David?
bitch
Breath
ass
smell
up.
like hot dog water.
No, I'm just
and
trolling
cow
him
piss,
back.
bitch ass
He
nigga.
gonna stop.
in
I'm
my
just talking
face.
normal. I'm just trolling back.
Bro,
I
don't
hope
say
you
my
niggas
name, you
realize-
bitch ass nigga. I don't want to talk to your hoe ass.
Bro, I
Press
hope you
tab.
realize you
Press
can't
tab.
troll.
Press tab.
No, I won't go too
I
far.
don't want.
I'm just trolling
bro, I
him
don't want to
back.
date
'Cause
you,
he
bro.
won't
I don't
stop
swing that
anyway.
way.
I
Just
hope
don't
y'all
say my
niggas
name like that,
realize you
nigga.
not trolling me. I don't give a fuck. I don't
Be
care.
safe, bro.
You ugly.
I'm just exposing and
realize
calling
how
y'all niggas
ugly
out
you
for
is, bro?
mods.
Okay, you teleport me
Because when I
back.
Yes,
called the
voice.
other nigga named Newport out for mod, he got banned. So why would I be lying about niggas modding if your bitch ass got banned?
Press tab. David, press tab. Watch this. Press tab.
Yes.
David.
I'm Zion
press tab.
Williamson.
Oh, alright. You scared then?
What's got? Hey guys, what's got teleport about? By the way,
You got a list?
That's
And
him.
Taco, you know not to go against
This
me
is
with
him.
this. You
This
know
is the
not
mod
to.
that-
You know not
Hey.
to go against me.
No,
Hey, you wanna know what's
an
funny?
actual
Hey, you wanna
admin,
know what's
an
funny,
actual
David? You wanna know what's funny?
An actual admin, an actual
You wanna know
admin.
what's funny? You not banning the nigga that was modding the entire time in front of your
Yo,
face.
Bro,
That's
Jay,
what's
hold on.
crazy.
Jay, hold on. This is
You
this
not
is
banning the
admin.
nigga that's
Hold
modding
on.
the entire time in front of your face. But you will ban the other nigga that I found out was modding.
Hey, yo,
This
some
nigga is
nigga
modding.
named Fibers just TP me and he said don't
It's
take him
him.
serious.
It's this
Yeah.
nigga in front of
I
you.
don't care.
No, it's the
That's
actual
weird.
admin that he's
Bruh.
watching y'all. He knows what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, that's
He
what.
would.
Bro, the
Yeah.
F in this nigga name probably
I
stand for.
beat the admin up. I beat the admin up. You embarrassed. Wrong with you? You're supposed to be the
Yeah,
king
that's
of
why he
fighting your-
TP me. He was like,
Wrong with
he
you?
was like, don't take them serious and shit. But he watching though. He is watching. He just, yeah, that nigga watching.
He know
I
what
don't
the
know
fuck
why
going
dude trying
on.
to troll
And
his way out after I exposed his bitch ass for using mods.
watch
Like,
when
what
they
the fuck?
start. Watch when they
Oh,
start.
you keep saying
Well,
my name. You like my name or
watch when
some
they
shit?
start, they gonna get banned.
Bruh,
in
when
the
they ban
split
your
second.
bitch ass, you gonna be sick as shit when you can't come on this server, you bitch ass goofy. The fuck? Talking about nigga, calling me
say
the
it
N-word.
again?
Nigga,
Wait, do it again real
nigga,
quick?
I'm black. What the fuck you gonna do? Dumbass.
No, like
boy.
do how you just did that first.
Grown
Why you
ass
getting
nigga
closer to
altering
me? I
his
don't do
voice.
that gay shit, bro.
You creepy as
I'll
hell.
get
You probably
banned for
touch
doing
little
that gay
kids,
shit,
don't
but
you?
move around, bro.
You fuck with little kids, don't you? Hey, David, you fuck with
No,
little
I
kids,
just
don't
don't
you?
like doing. I just don't want you to kiss me and do that gay shit because I'm not gay.
Hey, David, you probably fuck with little kids, don't you, bitch? David, you probably fuck with little kids, don't you? David, you probably fuck with little kids, don't you? Hold on, I got something for this nigga.
How you steal my car when I'm in it, dumbass? You
Nigga,
stupid.
David think he tough. Nigga, David think he tough and shit. Watch,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's chair.
bruh. I
Keep
don't
cheering.
give a
Keep
fuck
cheering.
what this
Be a
nigga
little
is talking
chair.
about, bruh.
A chair boy.
Like, what the fuck?
You said, where's your what? Why you
I
need
wonder
that?
how these. Hey, I wonder how his friend. But I
Wait,
wonder how
Wiz, can
his
you hear
friends
me?
be acting like when he in school. Like I wonder how he act.
Look at
like
this dude chasing me.
God, stop stuttering when you talking to me. You scared? Stop being nervous.
Cause I just.
Oh! Oh, come on.
Dumbass.
Oh, nah. I don't know right
Oh.
now, but look in chat, bro.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about you, boy. You a bitch.
He's trying his best.
Dumbass nigga. Boy, you got see-through nipples. Hey, you wanna know what's crazy? Nothing, bitch. Fuck wrong with you?
Hey, get out the helicopter and fight me with hands. See what I do to you. Get out the helicopter right now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, David, you ugly ass nigga.
Sit down, ugly ass bitch. What's wrong with you? Ugly ass bitch. What's wrong with you? Oh yeah. Look at you. What you wanna do? Bitch ass nigga.
Get his ass, hey, yay!
I'm finna get up. Watch. All right, so I'm finna get up. Finna get up and do it. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I try nigga watch.
What's up?
You getting beat up, Aurora?
Oh, you can't fight, bro.
What you
Chill.
looking at?
Oh yeah, say that, bitch. Oh yeah. You better pull out that gun.
No shooting. No shooting. Get your ass beat. Don't
Why you
shoot.
know- why
You
you
getting
know-
your ass beat.
Wrong person. Wrong person. Wrong person. Wrong person. Wrong person.
You getting beat up.
What's
He
up?
mad. Look, he wanna punch me now. Okay, he
What's up?
mad.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh yeah. Dodge. Wrong with you. Wrong with you. Wrong with you. You can't fight. You can't fight me. Wrong with you.
Mad. You're mad. You're mad.
Oh yeah. What
You're
you doing?
mad. You're
Right here.
bro-
Right here. Right here. Hey, wrong with you?
Why
Wrong
you
with
punch
you?
me? Cause you mad or or no?
Oh, what's up? We can do that. We can fight regular. Wrong with you?
Why
All you do is
why I
want to
can't see
kick.
this bitch? Why I can't see this bitch?
You
Why I
you
can't see
mad.
this bitch? Why I can't see this bitch? I can't see this hoe.
Go to sleep. Wrong with you?
You
Go to sleep.
Mad.
You
You're mad.
You
getting beat up. You're getting beat up. You're getting beat up.
Fuck that.
You can't
Bitch.
fight.
Ooh.
Bitch, pull your ugly ass out the way, Edward looking ass nigga.
What is dude doing?
Sit your
you?
bitch ass down.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks. All right, man, say that.
I'm about to beat his
He
ass.
ain't knocked me out.
Come here, nigga. What's wrong with you, nigga?
Wrong with
Bitch,
you?
Ugly
Go to
ass.
sit your
sleep.
ugly ass down. You
Ugly
ever
ass.
been
Go to
knocked
sleep.
up by a ball, nigga?
Get it. Wrong with you?
Stupid ass
Yeah.
nigga.
Spawn,
Yeah.
nigga.
For the shit out that nigga.
Wrong with you? You getting beat up? Wrong with you? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right here.
Bro, who you think you is, bro? What the fuck?
That nigga not
Yeah.
good. What the hell? His ass
Who
beat.
just dropped her?
The
Put
fuck
that
off
gun
me,
down.
boy.
Where you going, David? Come back
Yeah,
here,
go
ugly
down.
ass boy. What's wrong with you?
Bro, David.
Bro,
That nigga David keep running from me, bro. David, eat snow.
What's up?
Come here.
bro,
Oh,
all right, bet. So David
Eat
wanted.
snow.
Bet, say
Eat-
that. Say that. Say
eat
that.
snow.
What you want to do?
Eat snow.
Put
Bitch.
that gun down.
Eat snow. Not about beat your girlfriend ass.
No, that's y'all only one.
Punch you in your
Got
shit.
knocked out. Wrong with you?
David, 1v1 me. Come over here, David. Come over here, bro.
All jokes
Obi
aside,
Wan
you
me.
suck at the game.
1v1 me.
Look at you. Look how stupid you is. Stupid. Stupid. Wrong with you?
1v1 me. Come
I
on.
was low. I
Wait,
was
you talking
low.
normally now? See, he's not like an old ass nigga.
Bitch. Fuck wrong
You
with you.
trash. You are trash, bro.
Wrong with you?
What's up? Wrong with you?
Where you going?
Nigga, I'm right
Wrong
here.
with you?
Right here. What's up?
Yeah. So bitch ass up.
Oh yeah, you better jab. You trash.
Oh yeah, what? Oh
You're
yeah.
Garbage. Garbage. Garbage.
You know how about it
Wrong
be
with
right
you.
now?
Garbage. Wrong. I'm gonna
David
change my
Spawn, so I can
character.
floor your shit. Hey, David Spawn, so I can beat the fuck
Y'all
out you.
niggas
Change my
bro,
character,
you
bro.
get us
Hey,
long.
I'm about to
where
do
y'all
it to her,
at?
bro.
See what drip she got on, but that shit.
Hey, shout out
that's
to my
not
nigga
no drip.
Edward.
Nah, her drip
You
is
know
fire
why?
though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll
You
give
know
her
why I
that.
did this?
Where y'all at?
Bitch, I don't
Find
care
it.
about that drip shit.
Damn, I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We just in shit.
I won't let him get away. What? Nigga, wrong with you?
Damn, knock both of them out. Knock both of them out. Yeah.
Y'all niggas getting knocked up by a bald nigga. That's insane.
Bro, you really. Alright.
Finna go Super Saiyan on you. What's
Yeah.
up? Wrong with you?
Imagine how
Finna
your
go Super
face
Saiyan
look
on
when
you.
you
What's
make
up?
that dumbass face.
What's up? You
When
can't
you make
fight
that
at
dumbass
all.
voice. What am I talking about, bro?
Sit down.
Nigga getting his ass beat.
Bruh, shut up. You talk
Ain't
too
my
much,
character.
bruh. Put a plunger in your mouth, nigga.
About to be money.
You can't punch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bit his ass, mom.
Mm-hmm. Since you wanna have a girl fight, I'm gonna be.
Who the
I'm
fuck
gonna
that
be
nigga?
there. Oh yeah, with my gun away.
In the water. In the water. Looking at him.
What's up?
Nigga
Get
look
out my
like a
face. Get out my face.
nigga like a
Get out my
zesty
face.
chicken
Wrong
with.
with you? What's
All right,
up?
bro. Hey, everybody. Get him on top. Get him on the roof. Get him on the roof.
Got his
All right,
ass.
bro. You on his ass. Y'all get him on the roof. Shoot him, nigga.
So
ass
my
nigga.
plug. You show your nose, bitch, for 5 Bitcoin.
Yeah, spawn somewhere else. Anyways.
You glitch punch all you want. Glitch punch all
Damn,
you
you
want.
whoop. Alright, bro. These niggas.
Yo, let's free
suck,
fall.
bro. These niggas
Let's free
suck.
fall. Free fall. Oh shit.
Oh, you wanna use his real voice? You wanna use your real voice now? You weird. Sit down. Wrong with you?
Weird
That
as it.
nigga sound like a bitch anyway.
You sound like Jay. I'm just playing.
Nigga,
Shut up, nigga.
What
watch
the
what
fuck
I do
is
to this nigga Woods.
What's up? No,
Get
don't
him,
run.
get him.
What you running for?
Get him.
Look at you die.
No. Get that nigga.
Your
He's
bitch
shooting
ass,
us.
that nigga get bullets in your back, nigga. Wrong with you?
This nigga shooting
beat him
us,
up.
bro. Get this nigga.
Get-
Get your nigga.
Wrong with you? You wanna shoot, right? Now how about we beat you up then? You wanna ruin all the fun, right?
Yeah, now we gonna jump your ass. Stupid. Wrong with you, dirty
Wrong
ass.
with you? You thought you was safe?
Yo, let's all be
Couldn't change
females,
my
bro.
character. Man, say stupid ass.
The pause, bro. Not like you know. I'm talking about.
Pause,
This is troll.
pause.
Bitch, sit
Let's
your
do-
punk ass down.
Yo, what's going on, my guy? I had my mic muted, my fault. shit open? Oh, I didn't even click it. Oh, damn. I got a goddamn close out of it. Wait, nope. It's already loading. How you been, my dude? I haven't seen you in a while. God damn it. Oh man. I'm gonna go get my glasses. Oh, shoot. This is taking forever. I don't know why. I was just on it the other day. I just don't get it. I don't understand why it does that. All right. I don't know why, but I feel like somebody was behind me. Just chilling. I guess in the meantime, we could do some reactions. I actually got a couple ones that I want to do. I gotta find it. It was a good one. Excuse me. It was a good one. Hold on. Oh wow, this looks like a. Hold on. All right. Let me turn on the light for this one. Should I? Nope.
The town of Barrow in Alaska is isolated in 80 miles of roadless wilderness. Once a year, they spend 30 days of winter in complete darkness known as the polar night.
Like, wait. So what are they talking about?
The town of Barrow in Alaska is isolated in 80 miles of roadless wilderness.
All
Once
right.
a year, they spend 30 days of winter in complete darkness known as the polar night. Near this town, the stranger arrives on a boat, and after staring at a creepy ship in the distance, he makes his way to Barrow. Outside Barrow, Sheriffs Eben and Billy find a pile of burnt phones buried in the snow, which doesn't look like a prank. They also take...
What? Why would it be a prank? What the fuck? Why would that be a prank? That don't even make sense. If you see burnt... Wait. What was it? It was burning items. I know that.
In the snow, which doesn't look... Outside Barrow, Sheriffs Eben and Billy find a pile of burnt phones buried in the snow.
Burnt phones buried in the snow. And you think that's a prank? There's no way you could think that's a prank.
Which doesn't look like a prank. They also take the chance to look at the last sunset they'll have for a month. In town, people are getting ready to either hibernate or leave on the next plane. Since everyone is so busy, they don't notice a mysterious figure sneaking into the local kennel and killing all the snow dogs in it.
What the fuck?
Back to the sheriff.
Oh my god, that shouldn't be laughing.
His bulldozer is leaking gas all over the snow. Eben is in the middle of finding him when they get a radio message reporting the death of the dogs. Meanwhile, Eben's ex-wife Stella finishes her job and...
Why is he stabbing dogs though? Like, oh shit, my fucking webcam. Damn, that should just cut out. Did it again. All right, you know what? We're not even gonna use it.
And takes her car to the airport. In the middle of the road, she's suddenly hit by a bulldozer, destroying her car. Stella can't wait to be towed.
That is OD. She got hit by a bulldozer. Is that what she said? Is that what he said?
And calls Eben for help, but Eben uses the excuse of having to work to avoid her and sends Billy to pick her up instead.
That is foul as hell.
Billy drives Stella to the airport as fast as possible, but they still don't make it in time. So now Stella will have to stay a month in Barrow. Back to Eben, he looks at the dogs
is
and finds a
foul.
complete massacre, but the owner's ally and John can't think of anyone that could hate them this much. Afterward, Eben returns to the police station, where his grandmother Helen and his brother Jake work with him. They receive a message from the utilitor reporting some vandalism, so Eben goes to check it out. Carter and Wilson explain someone destroyed their helicopter, which is usually kept under lock and key.
Did they not pick up that
Meanwhile,
girl?
in the cell tower, Gus hears some strange noises outside and goes to check them out, only to notice the lights going out. A group of mysterious figures suddenly surround him, but before Gus can react,
Oh my
these people
God.
jump on him and kill him in order to feed. It turns out they're vampires.
Jesus
In the
Christ.
town's diner, the stranger tries to order a raw burger and something to drink, but the waitress explains they have a law that doesn't allow them to sell alcohol during the dark month. The stranger starts making a scene, but fortunately Eben and Stella arrive at the same time to stop him from getting violent and take him to the station cell. In the meantime, a group of pipeline workers is finishing for the day when suddenly, one of them gets dragged into the darkness.
Jesus.
A few seconds pass before the
Bro
worker's
got
body
took.
falls on the snow,
Dang.
causing his friend to run away in panic. The third worker's frozen in fear, and the vampires take the chance to surround him. Back at the station,
Why would you
Eben
stay
tries
there?
to find out how the stranger sneaked into their town, but the man refuses to answer. Suddenly the internet goes out, and when Eben tries to call Gus, he discovers the phone lines are out too. At that moment the entire town also loses power and the stranger announces they are coming. Eben goes to the cell tower to find out what's
That
going
nigga
on and
seems
finds a trail
crazy.
of blood that he follows until he discovers Gus' head.
Oh my God.
Horrified, Eben rushes back to town and drives around to tell every citizen to stay inside. If they don't have a generator, then they should hide in the diner. In John's house, Ally is preparing dinner when suddenly a vampire breaks through the window and drags her out. John hears her screaming and goes
In
to
one
save her with his
sweep?
rifle, but when he gets close enough, the vampire scratches to keep him away.
Dang.
Unwilling to give up, John tries again and even manages to grab Ally's hand, but the vampire's stronger and takes her away. At the station,
Dang.
the stranger keeps talking about the end coming for everyone. Jake gets annoyed and throws a piece of his game at him, but this only makes the stranger happy because he can use it to pick the lock. Immediately Jake goes to retrieve the piece and the stranger uses the chance to attack him, but at that moment Eben arrives and shoots the stranger in the arm. Then he handcuffs the man to the cell door to interrogate him, but the stranger's only answers that they'll all die. Eben asks Helen and Jake to stay inside while he and Stella look for the criminal. After a few minutes of driving, Eben stops the car because he saw something, but when Stella checks with her binoculars, she gets scared and urges Eben to get back in the car. The
Yeah.
pair tries to escape, but a
I wouldn't have
vampire
left.
suddenly jumps on top of
Excuse me. I wouldn't have left. Like, real spill. Like, I would have stayed inside if I knew they was, like, taking people like that. If I didn't know they were vampires, alright. Well, I still gotta arm myself. So, either way, I'm not going outside, like...
the car, and Eben shooting at it does absolutely nothing. Stella stops the car, and this does make the vampire fall, allowing
Okay.
them to return to town. When they get back, they see fires everywhere and hear gunshots.
God damn.
Helen contacts them through the radio to ask for help, so they hurry back to the station, but it's too late. Helen and Jake are gone, only having left a trail of blood behind. The stranger is still in the cell complaining because they didn't take him and asks Eben to help him end things.
Damn.
Eben truly considers killing him, but Stella stops him. Meanwhile, the vampires gather in town to hear from their leader Marlowe. He reminds them it's important to remove their victims' heads to prevent them from turning into vampires too. He also wishes they had come to this town sooner because the constant darkness is perfect for them. Then the vampires go on a killing rampage around town,
These
feeding on
niggas
anyone
just
they can
start
put their
going
hands on without
hard.
mercy. A horrified group of
God
survivors
damn.
gathers in the diner. and all
Jesus!
share the same-
Whoa! Jesus Christ! Whoa!
things. Eben truly considers killing him. He reminds them it's important to remove their victims'
Wait,
heads to
wait,
prevent
wait,
them
wait.
from
Look
turning
at
into
this
vampires
dude.
too.
Look at this dude.
He also wishes they had come to this town sooner because they're feeding on anyone they can put their hands on without mercy. A horrified group of survivors
Like, come on, G. Like, how? Like, that nigga is going crazy right
gathers in the
here.
diner and all share
That
the same
nigga is-
experience.
he-
Their
yeah,
bullets
he-
did nothing.
He is terrible. He
Eben
is
and
a
Stella
terrible
arrive and are
person.
relieved to see Jake is okay, but unfortunately Helen didn't make it. The group discusses their options and Carter suggests hiding in the utilitor, but that's too risky because it's too far. A woman points out that her neighbor has an attic with a hidden pull-down ladder and the house was boarded up before the owner left. Eben asks Carter to guide the group to that house while he and Stella distract the vampires.
Okay.
The two of them drive around town to act as bait and the plan works. Soon a bunch of vampires grab their car and try to attack them through the windows.
Damn.
Eben manages to kill one of them by aiming at the head, but Marlowe takes his gun and the car gets flipped
Jesus.
over. The vampires immediately reach for Stella and Eben again, but at that moment, Bo shows up in his bulldozer and runs over the enemy.
Damn.
Eben and Stella rush to join him in the vehicle and they drive away rather fast until they make it to
I
the
feel
house
like that
with
was
the attic,
plot right
which is
there.
incredibly well hidden as promised. Eben tells the group they'll sleep in shifts and ration their food. They have good chances of surviving because they're used to the polar night unlike their enemy. Meanwhile, Marlo and Iris visit the stranger at the station. They commend the man for doing his job perfectly and promise to turn him, but when Marlo hugs the stranger, he kills him instead. 6 days pass with the survivors managing to stay alive and well in the attic, although sometimes they have to deal with Wilson's father Isaac having dreams about his wife, who died years ago. One evening, they hear noises outside, and Stella looks out through a hole to discover the vampires are ransacking the neighboring houses. Some of the survivors want to leave before they're caught, and when Stella and Eben point out it's too risky, an argument ensues. Eben calms everyone down and reminds them their team before coming to terms with the fact the vampires are too close.
Why would you try to leave and you know them niggas can kill you? Where are you gonna go? Realistically, where are you going to go? There is no place you could perfectly be safe amongst these niggas running outside.
They need to escape to gather supplies from the store and hide in the utilitor, but they'll need some cover, thus they agree to try when the next blizzard comes. On day 7, the group hears Kristen walk down the streets asking for help. Eben notices the vampires follow her by jumping on the roofs, meaning they're using her as bait. The survivors insist on helping her, so Eben comes out and discovers John is around too, hiding underneath the house. Kristen is his priority and Eben asks John to wait, but unfortunately this distraction means Eben doesn't make it in time and the vampires begin slashing at Kristen before jumping to feed.
Damn.
With the vampires distracted, Eben goes to save John, but as soon as he pulls him out he notices John is becoming a vampire too. Eben tries to talk to him but John goes rabid and attacks, pushing Eben against a swing set that catches him with its chains. Fortunately there's an axe nearby that Eben uses to defend himself, allowing him to kill John with a few precise strikes. Then Eben runs back into the house, where he collapses from an asthma attack.
Damn.
Outside, Marlo finds John's body and takes it as a clue of someone being around. Moments later, it's Stella's turn to be on guard, and Isaac takes advantage of her falling asleep to leave the basement. Stella and Wilson hear the door and immediately go after him, convincing him trying to walk to the city is a terrible idea. Isaac cries as he thinks his wife won't survive and goes to the bathroom. However, seconds later they hear a noise and discover the door's locked. Wilson picks the lock and they discover Isaac has escaped through the window, so Wilson goes after him and pushes Stella away when she tries to stop him. Eben hears the commotion and comes down to check on Stella, but at that moment, a vampire enters the house and they hide in the bathroom.
GG's.
The vampire looks around the house and approaches the bathroom door, but when he's
100% that nigga died immediately the minute he went out that window. There is no way he walked down to that city because of his wife. Bro, it's impossible.
about to open it, he hears Wilson calling for his father outside and decides to go after him instead. While Wilson gets killed, Eben and Stella run back to the
Which
attic,
I think,
feeling
like,
guilty for
if y'all was in this
friend.
position, how would you feel?
Thumping noises
Like,
can be heard from the
what would
roof.
you do?
Eben looks through the window and confirms not
Y'all
only
going
that
to the
vampires
attic,
are
or y'all
gone,
gonna try to
but
scrap
that it's
these
also
niggas?
snowing heavily. Using the wind and snow as cover, the survivors go to the local store to gather as many supplies as they can carry. Suddenly they hear a noise and to their horror, they find a vampire girl feeding on a body. The survivors run to find Eben, but when he comes closer with his axe, the girl's gone.
Dang.
Eben keeps looking around, and the girl comes out of the shadows to attack him, making him drop the axe. The rest of the group quickly comes to help him, grabbing the girl together and pinning her against the wall in order for Jake to kill her with the axe, a task that leaves him deeply traumatized. The survivors get ready to leave, but they discover it stopped snowing, so they'll have to wait inside the store for another blizzard. On day 18, Eben points out they need to leave because the vampires will soon reach this area. The utilitar's still too far to reach without cover, thus they agree to go to the police station, but they need a distraction. They realize the vampire sent the stranger to cut communications off early on because they couldn't come out during the day, and Eben remembers Helen had UV lights for his plants in her house, so he'll fight the vampires with those while the others run away. Eben runs out of the building making noise on purpose to get the vampire's attention. However, one of the creatures goes after the fleeing group and jumps on one of the survivors.
Damn.
The group has no choice but to leave him behind as they escape, safely
go.
making it to the station. The vampires surround Helen's house and Marlo allows Iris to go first, but as soon as she steps inside, Eben receives her with the glowing UV light. Iris falls on the snow as half her body burns and the vampires go to shut down the generator to turn off the lights. Eben runs through the back door while he keeps his group updated through the walkie-talkies, so Bo tells him to run to Rogers Avenue. Marlo sees Iris suffering and gets her permission to feed on her so she can die in peace. The other vampires follow Eben only to suddenly be run over by Bo driving a ditch driller. He shoots all the ones that try to jump on the vehicle, but soon there are too many of them and Bo decides to crash the driller into a building. Then he leaves the vehicle with a box of explosives in hand, and since his rifle is jammed, he lights a flare and drops it in the box. Eben watches the explosion that takes down a bunch of vampires before running away in grief. However, Bo is still alive. When he comes out of the building, Marlo calls him pathetic and kills him with his foot. Eben joins the others at the station, But their reunion
When
is
he
cut short
died,
when Carter
going out
reveals
like
he
a
was
real
bitten by the
dude.
girl in the store when they held her down. Carter lost his family in a car crash and has wanted to end things for a while, but he never dared. Now he finally has a reason to ask for assistance. Eben hates to do this but knows it's for the sake of their own safety, so he takes Carter into another room to kill him while everyone hears. On day 27, they notice a light coming from a neighboring house. Eben and Stella go to check and are
Golly.
shocked to find Billy next to the bodies of his family after he killed them to save them from the vampires. He wanted to end things for himself too, but the gun jammed. Eben scolds Billy for not having even tried to save his family before the three of them return to the station, only to find it empty. Since it started to snow again, the trio assumes the others went to the utilitar and begin heading there. When they hear some noises, they hide under a house and see Gail coming down the street. Stella rushes to grab her and bring her under the house right before a vampire appears, so Eben decides to distract him to give the others a chance to escape. However, instead of going with the girls, Billy runs in another direction in fear, getting another vampire's attention. Eben manages to run safely to the utilitar and reunites with the others, but he worries when he notices Stella and Gail haven't arrived yet. Meanwhile, Marlowe gathers the vampires and reminds them humans shouldn't know they're real, meaning it's very important to find every single survivor and kill them all. Back at the utilitar, Billy arrives without knowing a vampire's following him. The beast bites Billy and the group quickly comes to help him when they hear the screams. This vampire's stronger and manages to overpower Eben, almost throwing him into the metal grinder.
Damn.
Billy jumps on the creature and pushes it into the grinder first,
GG's,
effectively killing him
W-mans.
but also losing his arms in the process. To make matters worse, Billy is starting to turn, so Eben has no choice but to kill him too. On day 30, the
That is
survivors begin to
insane.
celebrate that the sun will come out soon. Eben finally manages to contact Stella through
That's
the
just
walkie-talkie, and she
terrible.
explains
Like,
she
oh
and
my
Gail are hiding
God,
under a
like,
car nearby. Eben checks through the
Jesus.
window and sees
I
they're
couldn't even
surrounded by
imagine
vampires,
something like
so he
that.
asks Stella to wait under the car until morning and they can see the sunrise together. However, the vampires are tired of waiting and use the oil that Bo's bulldozer leaked all over town to start a fire. If Stella and Gail stay under the car, they'll burn, but if they come out, they'll be killed. A desperate Eben realizes a human can't win this fight, so he uses a syringe to take some blood from Billy and injects it into his own body. As Eben begins to turn, the others wonder if they should kill him, but a crying Jake protects his brother. Eben says goodbye to Jake with a hug, then goes outside to challenge Marlowe to a one-on-one fight. Marlowe accepts and begins beating Eben up easily, but this distraction gives Stella and Gail the chance to escape. Eben's body continues to change while he's being pulverized, and when Marlowe's about to deliver the final blow, Eben's eyes turn black. He uses his new full vampire strength to hit Marlowe's head so hard that he instantly kills him.
That's
Having
plot.
lost their leader,
That is
the other
that
va-
is plot like hell. That it got plot armor written all over it, bro. Like really, really. Are you about to sit here and tell me this right now? Like, come on, dude. You dead ass. Look at that nigga teeth. He look nasty, bro.
Vampires run away, but Eben doesn't go after them because it's almost dawn. Stella realizes the sunlight will affect Eben too, so she takes him to the top of the hill. The couple shares one final kiss as the sun comes up and turns Eben into ashes in Stella's arms. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this.
Real
Thanks for
nigga.
watching.
Wow. That is OD. Scientists land on a new planet, but turns out its Earth is 4 times what billion?
3 years ago,
Oh, it's
the first case
4
of a global
billion
plant
years
virus
ago.
was recorded, and it started to ravage most of our ecosystems. Eating food infected with the virus causes severe autoimmune diseases, and the
Damn.
loss of plant life has decreased the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere to 10%, which has increased the number of natural disasters all over the world.
Okay.
The world's leading research laboratories have been unsuccessful in developing a cure, and people are starting to think the planet is doomed. The only hope left is Project Gemini, developed by Dr. Stephen around 2 ancient alien artifacts discovered by paleontologists who are sure the objects are 4 billion years old, before there was any kind of life on Earth. Stephen's
Wow.
team has recreated the super tough materials that the sphere and the engine are made of and have made copies, and this engine has allowed them to build a ship that flew unmanned and found a suitable planet to terraform. The sphere is for creating life and works thanks to
Bro, just imagine what kind of technology we could get like in like 2027. You know, like we could like really go to a whole nother planet. We could go to a completely different area. It just experience something different. If there's a way that we could go there and come back, amen. Who's to say that we can't take a little trip to space real quick, go to Mars or something, you know? Start some new life on that hoe.
dozens of commands that the team has finally finished decoding. It's also proof that life on Earth was created by aliens. A team consisting of both doctors and military pilots will be traveling to create Earth 2.0 with the sphere in the solar system Tess, which is several hundred light years from here. Stephen has a wife called Amy, who doesn't want him to go on this mission. On the day of the launch, she still comes to the base to try to stop Stephen from leaving, but she doesn't make it on time and must watch how the ship leaves the planet. When the vessel leaves the atmosphere, an unusual crack appears on the alien sphere, indicating they may not be alone. Using the alien engine technology, the ship opens a warping portal that allows them to jump across the universe. However, as soon as they make it to the other side, the systems indicate an error. They haven't arrived at Tess, they're somewhere unknown. Stephen blames engineer Peter for this, claiming he made a mistake when he entered the coordinates, so he's relieved of his duties for now.
Goddamn.
Moments later, while Stephen rests, he keeps thinking about Amy, but also about the first time he activated the sphere, which allowed him to see some weird humanoid form that quickly disappeared. Afterward, Stephen asks the team to try to set the jump trajectory to figure out where they are, but it's impossible to do because all their data is messed up, as if they moved between the third and fourth dimensions. Meanwhile, Peter leaves his bunker and takes one of the security cameras so he can inspect the sphere alone. At that moment, the computer announces someone has opened the repair airlock and that there's an unidentified object approaching. To everyone's shock, they suddenly see a frozen Peter floating outside. Dr. David thinks Peter ended things because he couldn't live with his mistake, but Dr. Leona refuses to believe it because she's known Peter for 8 years and he wasn't that kind of guy. Stephen scolds her for crying over the guy that has doomed humanity and orders her to take over Peter's duties from now on. Later, David shares that when his daughter died, he also almost ended things, but he thought he could be useful instead. Now that the mission is over, he's feeling useless again, but Stephen promises him they'll find a solution.
That man just really walked out that, like, wait a second, like, he really just walked out the spaceship and was like, yeah, bro, I can't take this, I gotta go. Like, what you, like, bro, why? There's no reason for that, bro. That nigga is a crazy ass nigga. Nah, he's not crazy. I shouldn't say that. But it's like, bro, it'll be alright, bro. Like, that ass, like, it'll be alright. Just give it some time, my guy.
Volcanic rock. It doesn't have oxygen, but the outside environment isn't aggressive, meaning they'd only need breathing masks. Stephen thinks it's the perfect alternative to carry on their plan and is eager to land, but Captain Ryan stops him, pointing out they didn't do a proper examination of the planet yet, so Stephen is recklessly risking the safety of the crew. Stephen doesn't care though, and reminds everyone he's the one calling the shots here. The team will go down on a shuttle while Officer Richard stays on the mothership. As soon as the shuttle comes closer to the planet, they encounter a very aggressive storm, so they have to activate the braking thrusters to slow their fall. It'll also use up all their fuel and prevent them from coming back, but it's their only chance to survive. As the shuttle hits the ground, the crew passes out and Stephen dreams of the time he gifted Amy a bracelet made with a particular part of the old sphere, trying to connect the two most important things to him. Moments later, the crew wakes up and immediately gets back to work. The shuttle hasn't received critical damage, but the fuel is low and they're stuck here. Stephen doesn't see the problem with this because they came to stay for 4 years, and even if they didn't land on the spot they wanted, he's sure they can use one of the huge caves as a dome for the sphere to be launched in. Meanwhile, in the hidden corridors of the shuttle, a weird goo drops off the walls. In the mothership, Richard does an inspection of the other rooms and finds this goo as well together with the missing camera. Once everyone is properly suited up, the crew takes the sphere to the nearest cave and activates it successfully. Then they return to the shuttle to begin collecting data, but Ryan interrupts their work to announce martial law is in effect in the station. To explain his decision, he shares some files Richard sent him while the doctors were working.
Why would you do that?
It's a video of Peter recording himself while he inspects the sphere so he can't be accused of mistakes later. When he opens the door to the engine, he finds something moving in the shadows that suddenly jumps on him and kills him before throwing him out of the ship. The camera can't capture the shape of this creature, but Richard explains he's checked all the footage and that alien has been with them since they left Earth because it traveled inside the sphere like the Trojan horse. It probably caused the failure during the jump, but it's not on the mothership anymore. It's gone down to the planet with the shuttle. Richard can track it because the alien causes interference in the electromagnetic field, explaining the bad recording. The discussion suddenly interrupted by David, who is noticing something weird on the system. The sphere is running a different program than the one they uploaded. Stephen wants to go back to the sphere, but Ryan stops him, reminding him that he won't allow him to lead anymore and accusing him of keeping secrets. Ryan reveals Richard's also found footage of Stephen seeing that weird shape back on Earth months ago, so he knew there was potential for a threat and yet he told nobody, meaning Peter's death is his fault. Offended by this accusation, Stephen rushes out of the room while thinking about all the work he and David put into this project. Stephen hadn't been sure David should have come with them because he was still grieving, but David convinced him he was fine and wanted to make a better Earth to prevent other kids from dying like his daughter did. Moments later, Stephen meets with David and asks him to sneak out with him through the airlock to check on the sphere. David doesn't want to disobey Ryan, but Stephen changes his mind by reminding him of his daughter and the future of the planet. As soon as they make it to the cave, they notice the sphere is creating an alien life form faster than it created life on Earth because someone readjusted the settings. Steven immediately begins working on the sphere's settings, ignoring David's pleas to leave and discuss things with everyone. At that moment, David notices on their radar that the alien is getting closer, so he fires a warning shot to try to make Steven move.
What?
Steven responds by taking out his own weapon, but before things can get ugly, they notice the aliens already entering the cave. After Steven grabs a piece of the sphere to take with him, both men begin running away, noticing the creatures getting closer because of its shadows and the noises it makes. They finally get a full view of it when they leave the cave, but before the creature can attack them, they manage to get back into the shuttle and shut the airlock. David calls Steven out for risking their lives, but Steven reminds him the sphere is more important and next time he won't hesitate to shoot. Then Ryan shows up to scold Steven as well, and when Steven explains they'll have to use force to stop him, Ryan punches him. Suddenly,
God
the
dang,
computer
you
raises an
punched him
alarm to
square
let
in
the
the
crew know the
face.
module's integrity has been compromised. Leona leaves her room to check the issue and finds lots of goo in the corridor, only to
Ew.
suddenly be pulled back into a different area.
She got
It's
tugged.
Frank,
She got
who
yoked.
informs her that the alien
Oh.
has made a hole in the
Why
low
would you
deck
do
and now
that?
is in the lander.
Why'd you
Very
just
carefully,
call her
the
name?
pair makes their way to hide in the lab, where it's getting very hard to breathe. In a
Why would
flash,
you-
the
what the
lights
fuck?
go out and a strange noise can be heard coming from behind the plant units. This means the alien is here, so Frank pushes Leona out of the room, and as she runs down the corridor, she can hear Frank screams while the alien kills him. Leona meets with the rest of the team in the control room and tells them what happened, prompting Ryan to scream at Steven for bringing the alien back with him. The creature entered by making a hole in the hull. It also has damaged the generator and the cameras aren't working, so they've lost contact with Richard and they don't have visuals on the rest of the ship. Their only solution is to go to the backup generator and reconnect everything, which is extremely difficult to pull off if they can't track the creature, prompting Steven to volunteer to go since it's his fault. With his
Dang.
weapon out, Steven carefully makes his way to the generator and manages to bring back the communication system. The team can track the alien now and warns Steven that it's near him, but as soon as Steven tries to leave, he begins hearing those noises. Luckily Ryan thinks fast and drags him back into the control room by using a metal rope. Then, the team makes a plan together to smoke the alien out of the ship. While Steven waits outside to play bait, Leona opens the airlocks followed by the lab door, rushing to hide in another room as the alien comes out. The creature quickly begins making its way through the airlocks, but when Richard tries to turn on the engine to burn it out, he can't because the alien is interfering with the signal. Steven runs for his life and Leona comes to help him, but at that moment, the alien comes out, and Richard regains access to the engine. Steven and Leona run back inside as the creature is hit by the fire, but this isn't enough to kill it and it tries to reach Steven, who is being dragged inside by David. The alien's tentacle hurts David's arm right as they close the door, leaving the creature's limb inside. While the beast returns to the cave, Ryan shuts the airlocks and the others get to reseal the hole. Moments later, the team finds Frank's body, and while Leona decides to end things for herself because of her grief, Steven thinks about Amy again. She had tried to convince him not to leave by explaining she was working
This
on a
whole
vaccine,
team is
but
just-
more importantly, she was pregnant,
It's
yet
just
this was
wild.
still enough to make Steven stay because saving Earth was more important than his personal life. David goes to the lab to get his wound bandaged and Steven brings the tentacle to study it.
That
He
is
discovers the
nasty.
creature is a biorobot made from the same material as the sphere, which means the sphere's goal has always been to make these beasts. Steven informs David that the tentacle has infected him with a bacteria with a very powerful defense mechanism, meaning his blood now holds the key to making a vaccine to save Earth. As soon as Steven makes a cut on the tentacle, the lights go crazy and he remembers the image he saw back on Earth, meaning the alien is a transponder and this is the way his race colonizes planets. Steven decides they need to kill the alien and restore the sphere's settings, but Ryan locks him up in the lab and tells him he's under arrest for putting everyone's life at risk. Ryan points out lives are expendable to Steven, and David agrees, saying Steven only wants to play hero and he never cared about humanity. This makes Steven remember her last argument with Amy, who accused him of having a savior complex before throwing her bracelet away.
Damn.
Steven continues to do his research in the lab and gets a theory that Richard confirms when he checks the travel logs. They didn't jump through space, they jumped through time. They're still on Earth but 4 billion years in the past before life existed, and the clone sphere they brought is the same one the paleontologists find later in the future. Ignoring the fact David's wound is getting worse, Steven gets excited when he realizes the sphere fragment he grabbed earlier is the same one he uses in the future to make Amy's bracelet, so he proceeds to write a message on it to teach Amy how to activate the sphere they left behind. Meanwhile in the present, Amy shows up at Steven's lab while trying to deal with the news saying the team failed their mission. Suddenly Richard brings worrisome news to Steven. Ryan is preparing explosives to blow up the sphere and has turned off his radio to avoid complaints. Steven asks Richard to reopen the airlock so he can get out, and as soon as he finds Ryan with the bombs, he begins explaining they can make a better plan than this. Their conversation's interrupted by a shot that kills Ryan out of the blue. It's David, who's escaped through the airlock and has gone deranged because of the infection, making him think the alien has chosen him to help it makes things right because humans are a malfunction from the sphere. Steven throws Leona's Rubik Cube at the wall to distract David and lands a shot on him, prompting David to run away wounded.
Why shoot him in the
Afterward,
head?
Steven activates the bomb before going outside to shoot a flare to
Man,
get the
I
alien's
would've
attention.
boot.
Steven makes it chase him to the
Like
control room
GTA.
and locks it up there, but as he runs down the corridor, David opens fire on him and pushes him into hiding. At that moment, the alien breaks down the door and approaches Steven, who manages to get it off him with a quick shot. The alien chases Steven as he begins to run away, and when he makes it back to the control room, he bumps into David, who tries to kill him. His actions are stopped by the alien showing up and killing him first, giving Steven the chance to run out of the
Goofy.
shuttle right before the bomb finally explodes and kills the beast. Steven passes out outside for a few seconds and is woken up by Richard trying to contact anyone alive. Richard wants to come to save him, but the storm is too strong and Steven tells him to stay back while he returns to the cave to use the sphere. Meanwhile in the present, Amy finds her bracelet again and finally notices the message, so she uses it to activate the sphere as well. At that moment, husband and wife meet again in a fusion of past and present, and Steven hurries to share the formula for the vaccine before expressing his love right as the connection ends. Steven dies in the cave because of the lack of oxygen and Amy cries when she understands she's a widow now. Many months later, Amy is raising a very healthy baby thanks to the vaccine that is now helping the Earth to become a better place.
Wow.
Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more.
W freaking mans. The past and the present. Golly. He saved the Earth 4 billion years ago. Godly. And he was in the future as 4 billion years later. Like, come on, dog. That was tough. That was fire. That was fire. Earth moves away from the sun, causing the world to freeze.
The time is in the early 22nd century. The sun goes through a rapidly deteriorating phase.
Nah, that sounds goofy.
In 100 years, it will destroy.
That sounds goofy. That's not who we want to watch. We watch
3 years ago,
recaps around
the
these
first case
places.
of a global plant virus was recorded.
I really hope that it didn't
In the opening scene, a flight from Berlin is about to
sound like he about to like shit. So constipated.
3 years ago, the first case of a global plant
Constipated.
virus was recorded, and it
It
started to
sounds so
ravage most of our
constipated.
ecosystems. Eating food infected with the virus causes
Alright.
severe autoimmune diseases.
In the opening scene, a flight from
Bro.
Berlin is
This is pissing me off, man. I literally clicked that. Why did YouTube do that?
The town of Barrow
Oiling drill awakens 300 million
in the North Sea,
year-old
the crew of the
creature.
Kinloch Bravo oil rig is getting
That
ready
will
to finally
destroy
go home after months of
humanity.
hard work. Unfortunately, Magnus, the rig manager, is receiving a call from the company with bad news.
Okay, Brody tweaking. I'm about to get something to eat real quick, y'all. I'll be right back. Play some of this real quick. Right, back.
The helicopters are diverting to help the North Killscour platform with its power failure, so they don't know when they'll be able to pick Magnus' crew up. Magnus wants to ask for more details, but the phone suddenly stops working. Communications start falling all over the building. Kat's call with her wife freezes, and Fulmer can't make the main radio work either. Magnus calls for a meeting and announces that they'll have to wait a while to go home. This isn't well received by anyone, especially not by Lars, who keeps asking for proper explanations. Suddenly, the power goes out in the whole building, and Fulmer discovers all generators are down. The battery backup is holding things up for now, and the production module is holding its pressure, but if it spikes it could kill them all. Fulmer tries to get in contact with the standby vessel, but the radio still isn't working, and the other oil platform near them seems to be having the same trouble. The whole rig begins shaking and the production module is starting to catch on fire, getting out of control. Rose, the company representative, doesn't want to shut it down yet because they'll be way off quota, but Magnus orders his men to shut down the module anyway for the sake of their lives. At that moment, the whole rig begins shaking again. Everyone stares in shock when they notice a very thick and fast fog enshrouding the entire building. Moments later, Fulmer manages to bring power back, but communications are still off, and there's no way the choppers will come in this weather. Alwyn wonders if they haven't drilled too much and caused a seismic event, but Rose is a scientist and assures him it doesn't work that way. Magnus thinks fixing communications is their priority, so he sends Fulmer and Baz to check on the radio tower. When they make it to the top, Fulmer begins checking the machine, but he loses his temper when Baz accuses him of betraying the team for getting into a relationship with Rose, who is on the company's side and not theirs. Baz quickly apologizes, and when Fulmer lets go of him, he moves to pick something up and finds a dead seagull on the floor. Magnus and Lars are waiting at the base of the tower when suddenly they see Baz fall. Kat and Rose rush to the scene with a medical kit while Fulmer comes down as well, explaining he doesn't know what happened because Baz had been right behind him. Lars doesn't trust his story because he notices Baz's harness was unclipped. Kat takes Bax to the medical bay and stabilizes him, but there's nothing else she can do without a surgery room. Lars starts losing it because there's no way choppers will come in time. Rose brings Magnus to the computer to show him that the pipelines have no pressure, which means all the rigs in the area are having the same trouble as them. Moments later, Baz wakes up and begins having visions of things coming apart under the sea. Lars goes to Magnus' office to blame him for everything, but Magnus ignores the complaints and leaves. This allows Lars to snoop around his desk and found a private memo from the company that makes him furious. He gathers everyone on the helideck to inform them management has been lying to them from the start. Magnus comes over too and sees Lars has the memo, So he has to confess that the company's junking the whole field and everyone will lose their jobs soon. The conversation suddenly interrupted by something falling on them. It's ash, even though they aren't anywhere near a volcano. Baz shows up at the helideck as well and announces that it's too late, it's already started before passing out. Later, Baz wakes up in the infirmary and explains he doesn't remember the accident or the helideck. At the tower, he saw something in the fog and heard a noise in his head. Baz reacts violently when Kat tries to take blood, and yells at them for not listening to his warnings because there's a wave coming. After Kat manages to put him to sleep, she explains to Rose that Baz's wounds are somehow quickly healing on their own. Once the women are gone, Baz reveals he's still awake, and when he checks his injuries, he sees some glowing spores working on closing them. In the rec room, the crew notices some lights by the window. It's the standby vessel, which is trying to communicate but also going in the wrong direction. Alwyn sends Lek outside to get the Morse message, and they discover the vessel's asking for help. Magnus orders Fulmer to sign back to them using the deck lights to find out what they know. Then he goes to see Cook Merch to ask him to start rationing their food. Lars is starting to go crazy because he was locked up in his room with Easter guarding the door. In the infirmary, Baz wakes up again to notice most of his injuries are healed, and when he checks his reflection, he begins having a vision of the rig being destroyed. Then he escapes to his room, and while getting dressed, he begins wriggling in pain as his mouth pushes out his gold tooth. Rose gathers some ash to analyze it and orders everyone to stay inside. Fulmer informs her and Magnus that the vessel doesn't have more information than they do. They don't have communications either, so if they wait for morning to come, they won't be able to use the lights to guide them in and the boat could crash. If they evacuate, it should be now, but Rose doesn't want to because it could get them in legal trouble for breaking the contract. But Magnus' priority is everyone's safety, and he asks Fulmer to keep up the lights to guide the vessel slowly. Alwyn goes outside to take over Lek's shift and finds Baz drawing weird circles on a window. When he checks on him, Baz...
Only 4 minutes in. Golly. That nigga face messed up, but I'm gonna click another one now.
The series opens up by a young man called Ha Dong-soo who was walking along the street alone, but when he was walking, he was suddenly kidnapped by a group of...
No disrespect, but that's not the YouTuber I was trying to click on.
In the North Sea, the crew of the Kinloch Bravo oil rig is getting ready to finally go home after months of hard work. Unfortunately, Magnus, the rig manager, is receiving a call from the company with bad news. The helicopters are diverting to help the North Kilscour platform with its power failure.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Boom. I'm back with it. Got my snacks in it. Putting a snap in it. Yes, sir. Let's go.
In the late 1970s, a scientist dragged In the late 1970s, a scientist drags her body through the jungles of
I
Zaire.
feel like that could be better.
She's been trying to study and understand a plant known as triffid, which is quite dangerous. The woman can't escape their fury and dies in the jungle, but she manages to warn her son so he can get away. 30 years later in 2009, the triffids are being kept in labs away from cities to be used for their oil, which is an alternative to fossil fuel and has put an end to global warming. Oil companies are keeping citizens in the dark about this because of how dangerous these plants are, not only because they can feed on people, but also because they have venomous branches that can blind a person. All labs keep extra security measures not to leave any triffid unattended, and when scientists have to come closer for studies, they wear a protection and come with a guard that keeps the vines back with tasers. One of these many scientists is Bill, the son of the woman that died in the jungle. He wants to finish his mother's work because he also believes triffids are smarter than they look and the noises they make are actually communication, so he keeps plenty of recordings of them. He also suffers from constant nightmares that showed him blurry memories of the night his mother died and included weird images of natives from the jungle approaching him with a mask. One afternoon, while Bill is making more recordings under guard Lucy's protection, they discover that an anti-triffid activist Walter has sneaked inside the lab because he wants to reveal the truth to the whole world. Walter knocks Lucy out by surprising her from behind and makes her lose her goggles, so Bill comes closer to give her his own. He also uses the chance to take her taser and stun Walter, but the sudden movement gets the triffid's attention.
This nigga is tripping.
And Bill ends up with venom on his eyes. As the other guards finally arrive to arrest Walter, Lucy grabs Bill and drags him to the local hospital, where the doctor gives him an anti-venom after bandaging Bill's eyes. He has a 50-50 chance to become blind, but they need to wait 24 hours to be sure. Meanwhile, people around the world are getting ready to watch a meteor shower. Radio reporter Joe interviews an astrophysicist who explains the sun will release a vast explosion of gas and nuclear fire that will look like fireworks in the sky, but it can't cause any damage to humans. However, when the show finally starts a few hours later, the solar eruption flashes such a bright light all over the world that causes all technology to lose signal and the people watching to feel a burning sensation in their eyes. Because Bill spends the night sleeping with his eyes bandaged, he has no idea of what's going on. When he wakes up a few hours later, he goes to the bathroom and removes the bandages to discover his eyes are just fine, but after leaving his room, he also discovers everyone around him is panicking. He looks for the doctor and finally learns what happened from him. The solar eruption left most of the population blind. Bill decides to quickly leave to go back to the labs, afraid of what is happening to the plants without supervision, and finds the city has succumbed to utter chaos. In the triffid labs, Walter notices the lights in the sky being stronger than they should be, and he covers his face with his hood to protect his face. Everyone else in the lab, including Lucy, loses their eyesight, so Walter takes advantage of this to escape his cell and free the triffids. In a plane that is flying over the city, Torrance doesn't care about the meteor shower and is sleeping through it with an eye mask on, meaning he doesn't wake up until he hears everyone panicking. The plane's going down because the pilots can't see either, but Torrance ignores all the cries for help and hides in the bathroom with a bunch of life jackets. When the plane crashes, Torrance is the only survivor and he immediately begins taking advantage of the chaos in the city to rob stores.
How did he not explode? Answer me that. How did he not explode? Them life jackets didn't pop on impact, like.
Meanwhile, Joe wakes up with her eyesight intact because she's been underground in a subway station, which is now in ruins because of the plane crash. When she goes outside, she bumps into a mother with a kid and they realize she can see, so they begin begging for her help. Soon lots of people are surrounding Joe, trying to drag her away for their own protection, prompting Joe to get in a car and try to drive away. Unfortunately, the street is blocked by the blind crowd, allowing a cop to approach Joe and try to arrest her under some flimsy excuse to take her away. At that moment, Bill shows up looking for an authority figure and notices what's going on, so he takes advantage of the cop's blindness to take the gun from him and rescue Joe. Then the two of them run away by keeping quiet in order for the blind people not to notice them. After walking for many hours, Joe and Bill manage to reach Whitehall, but a crowd of blind people is blocking the entrance. They go through it to try to reach the guards, but communicating with...
It's like... It's like a zombie movie, but everybody Cuban still, but they just can't see. They walking crazy. They're not biting you, they slapping you. Like, come on now.
Them is useless because they only answer with shots. With no authority to talk to for help, Bill decides to go to the labs himself, and Joe goes with him not to be alone. The pair steals a car to reach the lab, where they discover the triffids have escaped and everyone is dead, including Lucy and Walter. Bill retrieves all his research because he thinks it may come in handy later. Then he accepts to take Joe to her father's house so she can check on him. Sadly, by the time they make it there, it's too late. The man is already dead and being taken away by the triffids. Joe refuses to believe it and tries to shoot the plant, but this only makes the Triffid angrier and Bill has to drag Joe away before they get surrounded. Now that Joe has seen how dangerous these plants can be, she decides she wants to warn people, so the pair returns to London to—
So it took you almost dying after. What? I'm streaming. What's up?
to use the emergency broadcast from the BBC. Joe has a quick interview with Bill to finally let the world know about the Triffids, warning them that they'll be searching for food and that means these plants will most likely be coming to the cities. Afterward, they take a break to eat something, and Bill tells Joe about his childhood. His father, Dr. Mason, was the one that discovered that genetically modifying the Triffids could give them the solution to the energy crisis, but his mother hadn't agreed with his work. She obviously died the day in the jungle, but Bill hasn't seen his father since. Meanwhile, Torrance sneaks into the Prime Minister's home only to find his now blind secretary Hilda. He spends the night there, and in the morning, Hilda plays for Torrance the emergency broadcast, which confirms there aren't any authorities left. Torrance wants to take advantage of this to take power for himself, and he leaves while dragging Hilda with him. Sometime later, Bill sees flares signals coming from across the city, which must indicate a group of people that can see must have formed a community and is letting others know where to find them. On their way there, they come across Torrance, who is taking weapons from a military van that was attacked by a Triffid. He offers to team up because supposedly he's alone when actually Hilda is in the car, but Joe and Bill turn him down. Moments later, they make it to the building that sent the flares and discover they don't allow blind people to enter. Joe and Bill are allowed inside and received by some employees of the Home Office, who explain they have their own generator here. Bill warns them about the Triffids, but since the plants are easy to avoid if you can see, the community leaders would rather concentrate on gathering supplies and finding a place where they can escape to. They have no intention of bringing the blind.
So y'all just gonna escape from the blind people? That's what you telling me?
With them because they can't be taken care of, which Joe considers to be completely immoral and makes her not want to work with them. Bill's trying to leave to find his father and work on a way to stop the Triffids, but he isn't sure it's a good idea for Joe to come with him. In the meantime, Major Coker is leading a group of sighted people to help the blind that are being
Coker is crazy.
Ignored by Home Office. Torrance finds them and joins the group pretending he wants to help too, buying his way in by sharing all the weapons he's gathered. Coker and his men don't waste time and enter the building through the parking lot, knocking everyone out with tear gas and smoke grenades. Everyone that can see is taken away, including Bill and Joe. Moments later, Coker handcuffs every sighted person to a blind one for survival. Bill ends up with an old mechanic and Joe ends up with Hilda. Bill thinks Coker's heart is in the right place, but it was dumb of him to ignore the Triffid threat just because they're armed. Next, the group is taken to London to search for supplies. The first few houses they search are empty, and when they stop to take a break, Torrance lies and tells Joe that Coker would love for her to start a new broadcast to gather people for their cause, but she turns him down, not approving of these methods. Afterward, the group finds a supermarket warehouse with plenty of food for them to take. It's easy for them to get inside, but that's because the guards are already dead. The Triffids got there first. Joe is grabbed by one of them, and Bill manages to save her by using a lighter and a spray to light the plant on fire. Unfortunately, they still lose a few people in the other corridors, including Hilda, because the guard Torrance had assigned runs away like a coward. Coker finally takes the Triffids seriously and uncuffs the people left, thus when Torrance arrives, Coker demands to have more weapons to fight the Triffids and Bill as his right hand. Torrance obviously doesn't like it, but for now he accepts to play along. When they return to London, Joe sees Coker's change of mind and accepts to do a broadcast to help before she leaves with Bill to look for his father. Torrance doesn't want her to leave.
This nigga tripping because he just got damn near everybody killed going to the grocery store.
So he asks her to do a broadcast right now without any planning, and immediately people all over the city come to them to join their cause. While Joe is busy, Torrance sends his men to kidnap Bill and Coker and take them to the forest to make it look like they were attacked by Triffids while Torrance takes over the leadership of the group. After the broadcast is over, Torrance tells Joe that Bill died during an attack, giving her the things his men took from Bill's jacket as proof of his story. Meanwhile in the forest, Torrance's men make noise to get the Triffids' attention, but the plants get to them faster than expected and kill them all. With the Triffids busy attacking the soldiers, Bill and Coker get to escape and gain control of the truck, although Coker's eyes get sprayed with venom on their way out and Bill loses his tape recorder when he uses it to distract the Triffids with their own noises. When eventually the truck runs out of gas, the pair begins looking for shelter on foot. The next day in London, Joe continues to make broadcasts to call people over from all over the country, and Torrance asks Joe out for dinner, saying they still need a happy moment in dark time.
No, you was just trying to get closer to her. This nigga's a weirdo, bro. This nigga's a weirdo. He a loser. This nigga a loser. You go. This nigga said, lose a 0, get with the hero face ass.
But Joe turns him down. Later, Joe notices people are building a wall around the area to keep the Triffids out and is starting to get suspicious of how much attention everyone pays to Torrance's orders when this should be Coker's operation. Since Coker hasn't been around for a while, Joe approaches a young fighter named Troy to ask if Bill really is dead, and Troy admits they don't have proof, just the tape recorder one of their men brought back from the forest. Furious, Joe sneaks into Torrance's office and recovers the recorder to put it safely away with the other Bill's things. Back to Bill and Coker, they finally come across a church where a religious group takes them in and helps them with their wounds. This group is led by Mother Dorrant, who doesn't turn any refugees down and explains that the building is safe from Triffids. Bill finds this suspicious because it doesn't fit Triffid behavior, but Dorrant promises this is the protection of God. Coker decides to stay with this community, but Bill leaves the church to continue looking for his father. As soon as he enters the forest behind the church though, he finds out the truth behind the so-called protection. It turns out Dorrant has been sending people, even priests and nuns, as food for the plants to eat and keep them from attacking the church. Bill immediately goes back and arrives just in time before Dorrant sends another girl away under the excuse she was chosen to build a new community somewhere else. As soon as Bill tells everyone the truth, the community kicks Dorrant out and accepts Coker as their new leader. Now Bill can leave for his father's place without worrying about them. In London, Joe tells Torrance she does want to go to dinner with him, pretending to be on his side. Later in the evening, while Torrance is getting ready for the date, Joe makes one last broadcast telling people not to come because Torrance will want them to die for him. Obviously this angers Torrance and makes him send his men after her, but Joe is already on the run with all of Bill's things in her pocket. Troy does see her hiding, but instead of snitching, he lets her get away. It's quite difficult to run through the city while dodging all the Triffids, but eventually Joe manages to find a working car and drive out of London safely. She remembers the place Bill grew up in from when he shared his story and takes the car in that direction, only to end up accidentally crashing and having to continue on foot. When she enters the forest, a truck shows up ahead of her, and no matter how fast she runs, the driver comes after her and captures her. In the meantime, Bill arrives at a town that has been abandoned after a Triffid attack. He almost gets shot by the only two survivors, who turn out to be two very young sisters called Susan and Imogen. Susan is very wary of him, but Imogen is desperate for the company of an adult and accepts to give Bill the family car as long as he accepts to take them with him. After driving a couple of hours, they come across another vehicle and the driver turns out to be Bill's father, Dr. Mason. The reunion's far from warm, but Dr. Mason doesn't hesitate to bring Bill and the girls with him to his house, which is fenced with electrocuted wires. Inside, Bill finds Joe, because it had been Dr. Mason who found her in the woods. After Joe gives Bill back all his things, the two of them finally kiss and spend the night together. Sometime later, Bill joins his father at the lab, where he's already preparing a new plan. He thinks that to stop the Triffids, they must create a new type of it that sterilizes instead of fertilizes. If they spread this new type of Triffid around, then they'll make all the others infertile and eventually the race will die out. Dr. Mason already has a female Triffid he's been working on, but to finish the experiment, he needs the pollen from a male Triffid, so Bill promises to find one. Meanwhile, Susan and Imogen are practicing target shooting and Susan gets incredibly frustrated with Imogen because she's already referring to Joe and Bill as mom and dad. Once he's properly armed, Bill drives all the way to the labs to see if at least there's one male Triffid in the area. Once again, he uses his tape recorder to play Triffid noises, but the first one to show up is Susan, who hid in the car and came along to keep an eye on him. While Bill scolds her for such a dangerous idea, a male Triffid finally shows up and grabs Susan, making it hard for Bill to shoot at it properly if he doesn't want to hit the girl too. In the end, he decides to jump on the Triffid and hit it until it dies. Bill and Susan bring the Triffid head back to the house and Dr. Mason immediately begins working on it while discussing his wife's old ideas. After Bill goes through those awful flashbacks again, Dr. Mason reveals he still has some of the things that used to belong to his wife, including her own recordings and a creepy black mask that matches Bill's flashbacks. That night, Triffids all over the country begin sporing, thus Torrance sends Troy to the lab to find Bill's file in order to find him and a solution to this problem. The next morning, a helicopter flies above the house and drops a bunch of pamphlets promoting a survivors' colony in the Isle of Wight, and the new family agrees to go there after they're done with the experiment. Dr. Mason decides to listen to his wife's old recordings to try to figure them out while feeding the Triffid, but this proves to be a mistake. The noises make the plant extra violent and it attacks the doctor through the door hatch. Bill hears all the screaming and rushes to the lab, where he turns off the tape before shooting the plant. Unfortunately, it's too late. Dr. Mason had been stung already and he dies of the venom. After giving Dr. Mason the goodbye he deserves, Bill realizes he destroyed the mutated female and there's no time for him to restart the experiment from scratch, so the family agrees to leave for the island in the morning. Things don't go as planned though, because as soon as the sun rises, Torrance shows up with his men and captures the sisters, threatening to kill them if Bill doesn't come up with a solution to deal with the Triffids in 24 hours. The family is locked up together, but no matter how much Bill thinks, there's no solution to the experiment, thus their priority must be to escape. His idea is to use the recordings to attract the Triffids and sneak out of the house while the plants attack Torrance's men. At that moment, Bill is called to see Torrance, so he gives Susan the tape recorder to hide. While Torrance taunts Bill and cruelly teases him for losing his parents, Susan climbs out of the window and leaves the recorder outside playing. When night falls, the Triffids arrive at the area, approaching the house easily because the
time they had to do this. I mean, granted, that nigga got yoked like in the middle of the conversation or in the middle of him discussing the plan. But like she wasted no time getting out that window.
Iron fence had been turned off by Torrance. Furious about this turn of events, Torrance goes outside with his men to start shooting at the plants, but he also sends Troy to kill the family as revenge. However, when Troy makes it to the room, he can't bring himself to do it, and he shoots the air to trick Torrance into thinking the family is truly dead.
Right.
Then, Troy knocks out the guy in charge of the house power switches, and when Torrance sees the plants are close enough for electrocution, he sends an order through the walkie-talkie asking for the electricity on the fence to be turned on. Troy pretends the switchers don't work and the Triffids get to attack the men. Torrance leaves his followers to die and runs back into the house, where he finds Troy escaping with the family and shoots him in the leg. Bill retaliates by tasing Torrance and knocking him out, but this delay has given time to the Triffids to surround the house and block all the exits. Hearing all the men dying triggers Bill's flashbacks and he finally remembers what the mask is for. If you pour venom into your eyes while wearing the mask, the liquid won't hurt you but it will make the plants think you're one of them. They had done that to him as a kid and that's why he got to escape while his mother couldn't. Using a Triffid branch that got broken during the fight, Bill puts the whole group through the process, and when they go outside they confirm it works. None of the plants dares to attack them. At that moment, Torrance wakes up and tries to go after them, but as soon as he comes out, the Triffids jump on him to eat him while Bill and the others run away. Sometime later, Bill, Joe, Troy, and the sisters are on a boat, making their way to the island of survivors and hoping to find enough resources to finish the experiment that will allow them to destroy the Triffids for good.
Man, that's sure to subscribe plot, bro. That's so plot. That's so plot. You just gotta take the venom and put it in your eyes and look through a mask. Like, what? Don't even make sense. Don't it make sense? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That was OD, though. I can't. W video, though. I respect it. It made me think. It's not the YouTuber. It's just the movie. Like, that's... Like, bro. Like, why? Why? I would never understand that. In a post-apocalyptic world, a man ends up stuck in a house full of women. I mean, you just gonna have to do what they say, dude. Again, like, I'm not finna argue with no woman, no girl. Now, she tripping? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, if everybody cool in there, there's really nothing to do. Evil wizard uses kids' minds to unleash hell on all the worlds in the universe. What the fuck?
In a children's internment camp, the wristbands of many youngsters begin to beep, telling them to prepare for experiments that involve using their minds to try to collapse a giant tower at the center of the universe. Meanwhile in New York, 11-year-old Jake wakes up after having nightmares, discovering that there has been an earthquake in the city. Jake often draws his dreams and among them are scenes of tortured children, wastelands and some humanoid figures. His parents send him to the shrink, complaining that there has not been much progress in the sessions. A classmate bothers Jake at school by taking his sketchbook, and Jake lunges at him without a second thought, separated by a teacher. Jake talks to the student counselor, who
honestly, I would have did the same thing. Why are you taking my stuff? Who told you to touch me? And first and lastly, why are you in my personal space? Like, nigga, move. Look.
Tells him that he can't tell the difference between reality and dreams. The boy insists that they are not dreams and that a man in black tortures children to bring down a tower along with beings in fake human skins. According to Jake, if the tower collapses, the world will be plunged into darkness and fire, but the counselor thinks these outbursts are due to the loss of his biological father over a fire saving people as a fireman. On the streets, Jake notices a passerby whose face looks droopy as if he is wearing a mask, but before he can see any further, a homeless man warns him that people are looking for special children like him for dark experiments. Jake manages to get on a bus and rides away only to meet his friend and neighbor Timmy.
So
They go to Jake's apartment and find his mother and stepfather arguing about him and his attitude at school. They suggest to Jake the idea of going to a psychiatric boarding clinic for young people, something that upsets the boy. At night, Jake remembers the brave sacrifice his father made as a firefighter, and decides to put aside the nightmares issue. He puts away his drawings and goes to sleep and then enters the dream world, where he continues to have visions of the man in black.
Matthew McConaughey.
At the same time, two gunslingers try to confront the man in black, but one of them falls. The younger one, Roland, is able to suppress the man in black's magic but is still no match for him. Jake wakes up and tells Timmy about the gunslinger and how there's a residence in New York that has something to do with him, but his friend doesn't believe him and leaves him to confront a social worker at the psychiatric clinic in his living room. Jake notices something strange and realizes that both the woman and her driver have markings similar to the fake creatures in the dream world, so he asks his mother to help him pack in private. He unsuccessfully comments to her about the bad people, but neither his mother nor his stepfather believe him. Just before leaving, he manages to see that on the internet someone tells him the address of the possible home of the gunslinger's house.
This is my old hood.
So Jake agrees to cooperate with the situation.
Why?
He asks those present for a few seconds to look for his toothbrush but takes advantage of this to escape through the window. The driver chases him across the rooftops of the buildings, but Jake manages to make a fast forward and go down to the subway, losing sight of them. Jake talks to his mom on the phone and tells her he has things to do, until he arrives at the supposed house of the gunslinger. Upon entering, Jake manages to see some sort of gate with a control panel. He enters the same number he always dreams of, 1919, and the computer tells him the destination will now be Midworld. A portal opens next to Jake, and just before he steps through it, the floor of the house crushes away from itself and traps him. To free himself, Jake manages to enter the portal and reaches a desert world with no civilizations around, and with peculiarly shaped hurricanes in the distance. The man in black arrives at his facility and his workers tell him that there has been unauthorized access at one of the portals, being from the same boy they are trying to capture. Jake spends all night walking in the desert until he finds a small light in the distance, and when he arrives he finds an unlit campfire along with some water. As Jake drinks it, the gunslinger appears from behind and points a gun at him, scaring the kid. Jake explains that he has dreamed about him, and although he tries to persuade him, the gunslinger has no time for his explanations and leaves. When Jake mentions the man in black, Roland almost throws him off a cliff, thinking it is a trap. Jake explains that he knows his name is Roland and that he does not know the whereabouts of the man in black. Roland believes him and explains to Jake that the man in black is a sorcerer and that his real name is Walter. The man in black goes to the human world and sees that the demon house has been destroyed by a powerful psychic. When he seeks answers from one of his henchmen, they tell him that only a human kid with a powerful shine could have dealt with the house, something that leaves Walter perplexed. Roland and Jake make their way to a forest where they see the remains of an abandoned amusement park. They encounter a group of Tahins in the distance, who are Walter's henchmen, so they hide and go for a safer place to stay. Roland manages to prepare dinner and tells Jake that he doesn't know what the facilities around them are all about, with the boy explaining that they are themed parks. They talk more about the confrontations Roland and Walter have had in the past, and how the last one they had involved the loss of Roland's father. Walter goes to the workers of the so-called psychiatric clinic, berating them for losing Jake. He then instructs them to destroy each other and walks away, leaving his workers struggling in the street because of his magic. Jake draws a map where the Dark Tower is located in the center of the universe, surrounded by thousands of worlds. Roland explains that the tower is the only thing protecting the universe from infinite darkness and monsters, with Walter wanting to destroy it.
This nigga literally
past, and how the last one they had involved the loss of Roland's father. Walter goes to
this nigga literally made these niggas scrap in the middle of the, like, this is a restaurant, bodega, what.
The workers of the so-called psychiatric clinic, berating them for losing Jake. He then instructs them to destroy each other and walks away, leaving his workers struggling in the street because of his magic. Jake draws a map where the Dark Tower is located in the center of the universe, surrounded by thousands of worlds. Roland explains that the tower is the only thing protecting the universe from infinite darkness and monsters, with Walter wanting to destroy it so he can rule in the new dark world. Jake proposes they work together to stop Walter, but Roland is reluctant to have a partner. In the middle of the night they see a beam of light head towards the tower, with one of the children being used in Walter's facility. A voice calls Jake as he sleeps, causing him to march into the forest where he finds his father. Roland runs to save him knowing that it is a trap, and when Jake touches his father, a dark wall appears and tries to unleash a monster. Roland confronts it and stands up to it, but the wall takes on the appearance of his own father. Still, Roland lunges at it and the wall disappears. The gunslinger tells Jake that it is a sign of the darkness that Walter is trying to pass into that world, and that their fathers were never really there with them. Believing themselves safe, they encounter a new dark creature, which manages to subdue Roland easily. Jake takes the beast to the amusement park, trying to
So,
distract it while
this
Roland
movie
manages to
about not
escape and
having your
lashes
dad
out at
in
the
your
creature
life,
and
you
destroys
going-
it.
you fighting
Roland
demons
praises Jake's bravery, but Jake
'cause
only
you don't
notices
have
how
a male
Roland is
figure
injured.
in your life?
Walter sneaks into Jake's house
Well,
and
at
manages
least
to
a dad.
control his parents to tell him where the drawings are, reproaching them for their poor treatment of the boy. Roland and Jake arrive in a village, where Roland's wounds are treated and they tells them about Jake's visions. There they mention how Jake's shine is unique and very powerful, even able to read other people's minds.
Okay.
The seer Ara manages to make a connection with Jake, seeing that Walter's lair is in the northern wastelands, nearly 6 months' journey away. Jake mentions how the portals can get them there faster
Should
since
look kinda
Walter's
cool.
minions are always looking for children from other worlds with them. They demand to use the village portal, and although some object, they say that the law is to never oppose a gunslinger, so they decide to help them. Ara reveals that Roland's soul is actually in Walter's possession and that he can no longer be classified as a gunslinger. Roland confesses that even though everything is true, they must still try to defend the tower at all costs.
Bro,
He
what?
leaves the place and notices that his wounds are getting worse and worse. Jake in turn tells the people that Roland is a good person and should still be treated as a gunslinger. Although the technology is old, the portal seems to work well, so they both get ready to go. Just before that, the town begins to be attacked by Walter's henchmen, who set fire to and destroy everything around. Jake helps a girl escape from the henchmen, while Roland defends the rest of the town but has complications from his injuries. Ara
Okay.
rescues him,
That
but they lose
remains.
track of Jake, so Roland takes a slight break in the middle of town, to reflect on his feat. Ara doesn't understand what's going on, but after a few
It's
moments
weekend.
Roland shoots into the distance, managing to hit the guy who was kidnapping Jake. Roland tells them not to worry about them, as the
W-Mans.
longer Jake is there, the more danger they will be in, so the pair pass through the portal to Jake's Earth. Roland feels overwhelmed by everything around him, and Jake tells him that they should get him medical help immediately. However, things are complicated by Roland's inexperience in the human world, as the doctors tell him that he actually suffers from too many ailments to let him go. They still leave, and Jake gives Roland painkillers and soda
Why
to
did
make
you why would you let this nigga leave and he's mentally unstable? He does not know where he is at. And y'all think it is okay to leave, to make him leave a hospital with a 14-year-old child with a book in a bag? If this is America and this is the real world, y'all not leaving together. What you talking about?
make it better, with Roland saying he hasn't felt this good in years. Walter appears to Ara, manipulating her to tell her where Roland and Jake are, so he decides to go to Keystone Earth to follow them. Jake has the idea to ask the homeless man from earlier about the situation, but the man tells him that he lost his shine years ago, so Jake must use his powers to read the man's memories. They decide to go all the way to Jake's house, but there they find his stepfather unconscious on the floor and a black burnt stain in the boy's room, thinking his mother perished to the man in black. This is for Jake to use his shine so they can track him, so Roland tells him he should close his mind and let the pain flow. On the terrace, Roland promises the boy that he will personally take care of Walter himself as revenge for the two of them. He tells him that he hasn't recited Gunslinger's Creed in years, and teaches it to him as they practice aiming with tin cans. They go to an armory store and get their hands on enough materials, but Walter separates them, leaving Roland trapped in the store with him while Jake flees from his henchmen. Walter insults and annoys Roland by telling him that no matter how hard he tries, everyone who walks by him will perish. Jake is kidnapped, but uses his shine to communicate with Roland. They blindfold the boy so he won't reveal the location, but Roland still manages to find him, eliminating those in his path. They open a new portal to Walter and Roland's world, and Roland sees how the man in black has the boy subdued. Despite being surrounded by dozens of members, the gunslinger manages to break through against them all. Walter and Jake go through the portal and Jake is forced to settle into the mind-draining machine, knowing that he alone has the power to bring down the Dark Tower with no trouble. The gunslinger uses all his weaponry to break through, regardless of the minions being armed and coming out all over the place. He uses all the weaponry he managed to take from the store and manages to shoot straight at everyone present.
Cracked.
With the help of gas canisters, he
He
causes
got
an explosion
aimbot.
that buys him some time. The computer indicates that there are problems with Jake's power as he is resisting and holding back, and Walter takes it upon himself to discourage him from losing his spirit, claiming that the gunslinger only cares about Jake so he can confront his nemesis. The boy is upset at the loss of his mom, and it's enough to trigger the light beam to the tower. Roland confronts one of Walter's closest henchmen, and ends up on the streets watching the sky turn red and the earthquakes begin. A car takes out Walter's henchman and Roland is free to go with Jake. Seeing that Jake now has more power than ever to destroy the tower, Walter decides to buy time by confronting Roland. The man in black uses his powers to confront Roland, even driving a piece of glass into one of his hands and leaving the gunslinger with only one hand available. Still, Roland puts up a fight against Walter, with the villain managing to clip all of his bullets out of the air. Jake attempts to contact Roland mentally before Walter delivers the coup de grace, reciting the gunslinger's creed. Roland manages to launch two bullets that cross paths, changing direction just in time for one to hit Walter's heart. The gunslinger manages to rescue Jake and destroys the machine, saving not only the tower but the entire universe. They both see the city trying to cope with the recent catastrophes, with newscasts mentioning how everything is slowly returning to normal. They share some hot dogs and the gunslinger asks Jake if he wants to go with him to his world, as there is nothing left for him there. The boy is thrilled and says yes, now being the gunslinger's new ward. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you...
Oh yeah, I mean, he have no grandma or grandpa. He have no, like, aunt, uncle, cousin, like, what about Timmy? Where's Timmy? There was no way, man. What about Timmy? Can't just not let that nigga Timmy know where you going. Unless if you coming back and forth. I mean, if you going back and forth, I mean, I guess you don't really got nothing to worry about realistically, but golly, my guy. That junk OD. That is crazy. I could just react to, I can react to stuff for like forever. I don't know why, y'all. It's just, I mean, it's not bad. I just don't know what to, I mean, I could play like a game on Steam. Something real quick. Side note, I'm actually, oh no, what I'm gonna do. Hold on. I'm gonna just find another one, y'all. You're going to be just doing reactions. That movie was good. In the future, genetically engineered organisms wipe out all animals and edible plants. I don't know about that one. I want to watch some like a zombie movie or like an alien one. Them hoes be hidden. 200 IQ zombies act as a normal human and are being ruled by a single person. What the what the
Welcome back to Movie Recap.
Okay, alright. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna go get another snack. Get this reaction going on.
Today I will show you a horror film from 2021, titled The Cursed. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. It's late at night in the city when a drunk man returns to his apartment, discovering that the lights aren't working and the TV has no signal. He looks out the window with a golf club in hand, thinking it may be a thief, but the truth is creepier than that. A mysterious figure appears behind him and doesn't seem bothered when the man hits him with the club. As a weird tattoo appears on his wrist that makes his skin go black, the mysterious figure attacks the man, throwing him around and causing him to get infected by something weird on the spot where he touches him. Then he bites the man on the neck, infecting him further while his own...
Oh, so it's a vampire. I don't really want to watch a vampire one. Like, high IQ boy spent 15 years planning to...
Near the river, a pair of photographers are trying to get a good shot of the local birds when they accidentally discover the body of a woman. Meanwhile, top forensic pathologist Kang is finishing teaching another class at the police academy. This is his last semester as a professor because he'll soon be retiring to spend more time with his daughter, who is living in the USA. She was supposed to be visiting today, but her trip got delayed. After class is over, Kang is called by the police to look at the body found near the river. There, he's surprised to find Detective Min, who used to be a student. Min isn't taken seriously by her peers for being a woman, and she's often relegated to minor tasks. At least this time, she finds something useful to get her started: mysterious footprints that she takes pictures of. Kang takes a look at the body and finds that it has been dismembered. However, the murderer left all the parts behind together except for an arm.
What the heck?
Later at the police station, they look over the little information they have. The victim is Yuna, a 29-year-old that had been reported missing. Kang asks for theories and Min thinks the murderer wanted them to find and identify the body. Detective Yun berates her as usual, thinking this was just some crazy guy with a grudge, but Kang agrees with her and asks her to stay for the autopsy. Kang is cold and methodical with his work, but Min can't stand the sight for long and leaves the room to throw up. Later, Kang gives the cop a summary of the preliminary autopsy. Yuna died from a fractured skull caused by a long hard object. Soil containing granite was found in her nostrils and mouth, marking the place where she died. There were also signs of salt that indicate she was dismembered by the sea, so the body was moved between the killing and the cutting. Yet the parts were thrown in the river, which adds a third location to the list. Min remembers there's a construction company working on the coastal reclamation project, and their factories are on the seafront. Meanwhile, Yun has found out Yuna used to have a boyfriend, and the cops are divided into teams to follow these two leads. Yun goes around the city asking if anyone has seen the boyfriend and has to arrest multiple gamblers until he comes across Byung-do playing the horses.
I was his face like that. He was really in that game. He was crying
the
his
boyfriend
eyes
and
up.
has to arrest multiple gamblers until he comes across Byung-do playing the horses.
Oh my god. That is real pain right there. My god. That looked like he looked like he constipated on that one. It looked like it's just hurting, boy. Hurting.
He's taken to the station for interrogation, but Byung-do swears he hasn't seen Yun-ah in a month, and the night of the crime he had been gambling.
That nigga lying.
In the meantime, Min interviews a few factory managers, who swear they're working 24/7 to keep up with order, especially because they keep being harassed by environmental protesters, so it's impossible for a murder to happen there without them seeing it. However, the workers still end up finding the missing arm in the soil. Later in the evening, Min visits Kang at his home to discuss the case, and she's told to open the door with a piece of rope he left there because the electronic lock is broken. After petting Kang's friendly dog, she presents the crime pictures to Kang, who reaches the conclusion the killer is trying to tell them something and that the three locations should have something in common. Afterward, Min stays up late investigating the locations. The next day, she has an extensive report to present that Yun tries to dismiss, but Chief O gives her a chance. The environmental group I Love Venus has been trying to stop the construction company from destroying the sea and river life. The leader Sung-ho wrote a book comparing the local river to the famous statue of Venus and the way the government is destroying the river coast to the way Venus had been severed in the past. This damage matches the state of Yuna's body, and the three locations had all been under construction by the same company. The day of the crime, there was a confrontation between the workers and the protesters, so operations were stopped for 20 minutes, leaving enough time for the killer to strike. The leader has a disability that causes him to walk with a cane, which matches the twisted footprint and the little hole in the mud too. Min's research is taken seriously and she's sent together with Yun to arrest the leader Lee Sung-ho, who surrenders himself easily, claiming to have to pay for what he did. Later at the station, Yun can't get Sung-ho to talk about anything other than the importance of the species living in the river, so Min takes over the investigation. She knows Sung-ho's family was one of the many that lost their ships when construction started, which means they also lost their livelihood and had to leave their homes. Shortly after this, Sung-ho's father Mr. Lee died and his sister Soo-jin ended things for herself. Min also reveals she sprayed water outside to take a new footprint from Sung-ho, which matches the one from the scene of the crime. Seeing this evidence, Sung-ho admits to being the killer.
Oh wow.
Meanwhile, Kang is at the airport waiting for his daughter, but she never arrives. A stranger approaches him to give him an envelope sent by Sung-ho, and inside he finds pictures of his daughter Hye-won tied up.
Oh
The stranger
God.
is already gone, so Kang can't ask him anything, and at that moment, Min calls him to tell him the killer was Sung-ho, the same person that sent the envelope. Kang hurries towards the station while he calls a friend at customs, who confirms Hye-won did arrive the other day as planned and the delay had been a lie from the kidnappers. Back in the station, Yoon is asking Sung-ho for the details, but he doesn't say anything and only looks at the clock as if waiting for something. Kang arrives then and asks for a moment with Sung-ho, who isn't surprised to see him. His deal is simple: Kang must prove him innocent in 3 days or his daughter will die. Desperate to help Hye-won, Kang rushes to the lab to see what evidence has been found so far. The analyst shows him the blood-covered saw they've found, but the DNA test hasn't been done yet. Kang takes a scalpel on his way out and goes home to use it on his dog. He also requests a psychiatric evaluation of the suspect to delay the investigation.
Why would you do that? Why would you use it on your dog? That don't make no sense. Why would you do that?
Afterward, Kang calls the analyst and asks him to wait for him at the office. With him out of the lab, Kang sneaks inside, washes the saw, and covers it with the dog's blood instead. Min also comes to the lab to pick up the test results and finds the analyst in the office. Then Kang shows up and tells the analyst to finish his work before having a chat with Min, saying Sung-ho's limited mobility couldn't have allowed him to kill a person and the evidence is circumstantial, so they should wait for the report before requesting a warrant. Next, Kang asks for a favor from a cop friend and gets to visit Sung-ho in prison, wanting proof that his daughter's alive. Sung-ho takes Kang's phone and makes a call, angering Kang when he discovers Sung-ho is only pretending to talk to someone. Kang begins beating Sung-ho up, only to be interrupted by his phone ringing. It's Hye-won, who asks her father for help before the call is cut off. Then, Kang asks Sung-ho to tell him where the murder weapon is, but he refuses and asks Kang to think about why he killed the girl instead. The next moves to break into Yuna's home. Kang finds a business card and makes a call to meet Ari, a friend of the victims. She doesn't recognize Sung-ho and explains there weren't men in Yuna's life, except for Byung-do, who was just a harasser and not an actual boyfriend. The next morning, the analyst gives Min the test results and they're shocked to see the blood on the saw belonged to a dog. Later at the station, Chief O is furious by this development, so he demands the team to find the murder weapon ASAP. However, Min is being shamed for her failure and asked to stay behind with the paperwork. Meanwhile, Kang is trying to find Byung-do. When Min calls him to ask for the autopsy report, he pretends he stayed at home because he was sick. While talking to her, Kang sees Byung-do on the street and gets ready to catch him, but then Min mentions the cops are looking for the murder weapon and Kang decides to take care of that first. Driving like a maniac, Kang manages to arrive at Sung-ho's house first and finds a picture of him with Park, the stranger from the airport. At that moment, the police arrive, so Kang runs to hide, accidentally dropping the scalpel on the way. The cops pick up the scalpel and find a crowbar with blood outside, taking it as the murder weapon. In the meantime, Min goes to Kang's house to check on him. Since he won't answer the bell, she gets inside by pulling the rope and finds the dog, who has a bandage around its blood-covered leg. Min takes the dog to the vet, who tells her the wound is a cut from a particularly sharp knife, perhaps a scalpel. The location of the wound indicates it's been made on purpose. Back to Kang, he goes to the local police station to send the picture to a police friend, but a cop there recognizes the boys and gives him the information he needs. Park was an orphan that Mr. Lee took in. He and Sung-ho grew up as brothers. Park and Sung-ho's sister Soo-jin had been dating, but after she died, they moved out of town. Kang goes to the Lee's abandoned childhood house by the river, and while most of it is empty, breaking into a locked room comes with a shocking discovery. The walls are covered with pictures of Yoon-ah and Hye-won. There also are old news articles about a student that had been attacked by 3 boys from wealthy families, but these boys were declared innocent. At that moment, Park arrives at the house and sees Kang, causing him to run away. Kang goes after him and gets hit by a car in the process, so by the time he reaches Park, he's too weak to fight. Park beats him up and reminds him to play by the rules before knocking him out. When he wakes up, Kang returns to the station, remembering the night his daughter got sick, and punches the mirror in anger. Later, Min is asked to take the scalpel to the lab, and she remembers what the vet said. She asks the analyst if the lab was ever empty, and he points out the night Kang had asked him to come to the office. Then, Min searches the office, finding the broken mirror and the picture of Sung-ho with Park. In the meantime, Kang visits Sung-ho and confesses he's finally remembered who he is. The abused girl from the newspaper articles was Sung-ho's sister Soo-jin, and Kang's testimony about the autopsy report had helped the criminals get free. He explains he only did his job back then and that now the cops have the murder weapon, so Kang can't do anything to help Sung-ho anymore. However, Sung-ho still refuses to break the deal and tells him to find a way. Meanwhile, the detectives discover that the crowbar isn't the actual murder weapon because the blood on it doesn't match Yun's and the thickness doesn't match the wound either. After the Sung-ho visit is over, Kang bumps into Min, who tries to arrest him for tampering with evidence. Kang explains his daughter is in trouble but leaves without giving Min any more information. Min decides to research Kang and discovers his involvement in Soo-jin's case. Not only Kang had been in charge of the autopsy, Yuna had been one of the witnesses. Min tries to talk to Sung-ho about it, but he only tells her not to trust Kang before giving her his cane, claiming it's the real murder weapon. In the meantime, Kang finds Byung-do again and calls Ari to help him with a plan. Ari approaches Byung-do to have a drink with him at a bar and then takes him to a hotel room, where they spend a few hours together. Kang retrieves the glass Byung-do used and Ari brings him Byung-do's seed before accepting her pay, although she did this because she wants revenge for Yuna. Suddenly, Kang is approached by Min, who received a call from Park to tell her about Kang's whereabouts. However, Park shows up as well and knocks Min out to give Kang time to finish his plan.
Dang.
While Min is taken to a hospital, Kang returns to the lab to finally do the autopsy report. He plants Byung-do's fingerprint and seed inside the body, thus his final report makes him look like the killer. While working, he remembers the trial of Soo-jin's case, where Yuna had testified that she saw Soo-jin with the boys and she had looked like she was having fun. Such testimony made Mr. Lee cry out in the middle of the trial because they were sullying his daughter's name. Then Kang testified that there hadn't been any torn tissue found in the body, so there wasn't any proof of violence or force. These two testimonies made the judge decide that the three boys were innocent. By the time the detectives try to prosecute Sung-ho, he's following Kang's plan and has gotten himself a lawyer that explains his confession had been done under duress and he's now taking it back. The cane matched the shape of the wound but it didn't have blood on it, and the footprints can be explained by the fact Sung-ho lives in the area, so they can't be used as proof either. Then the autopsy report arrives, and the detectives have no choice but to let Sung-ho go and arrest Byung-do instead. When Sung-ho leaves the station, Park picks him up and Kang follows them to their house. At the hospital, a friend of Min's brings her some information. In Soo-jin's case, 2 different autopsy reports had been used, and one of them did include tissue damage, which means Kang gave false testimony. It wouldn't be surprising if the boys' wealthy parents paid the witnesses off because the whole case had been a mess. Speaking of the boys, they're all dead now, and by adding Yuna to the list, Min suspects Kang is next. She leaves the hospital to look for Kang and asks her co-workers to dispatch a unit to Sung-ho's house. However, when she looks at the picture again while waiting at the stoplights, she remembers the abandoned childhood home by the river and decides to go there instead. At Sung-ho's house, Kang shows up to apologize for Soo-jin and demands to know where his daughter is. Sung-ho doesn't buy the apology and hits him for sullying his sister's name, causing Kang to remember what else happened that day. Hye-won had been sick with a rare illness that required her to go to the USA for treatment. In order to pay for it, Kang accepted the bribe from the boy's parents to change his testimony. Mr. Lee had approached Kang to ask for mercy, but Kang ignored him while a young Sung-ho watched from afar. Back to the present, Kang asks
Oh my god, that was crazy. That is crazy.
Accepted the bribe from the boy's parents to change his testimony. Mr. Lee had approached Kang to ask for mercy, but Kang
First of all, why they're in the bathroom like this? This whole shot is fucking nuts. Let me tell you. This is insane. There is no way as a young excuse me. As a young
ignored him while a young Sung-ho watched from afar.
Sung-ho was just watching. This nigga look devious. He looks so devious, like
Back to the present, Kang asks Sung-ho to kill him instead of his daughter as Sung-ho explains how much hatred he grew up with.
That nigga got bitch.
Because everyone in town thought his sister was a tart, so it's too late for Kang to ask for mercy for his daughter. Furious, Kang jumps on Sung-ho and beats him up until he confesses the location of Hye-won. Kang drives out at a high speed, almost crashing against the detective unit on his way.
Oh my god.
Min arrives at the river house and is found by Park, who tries to kill her, so Min must shoot him in self-defense. She also finds the disturbing revenge Sung-ho has prepared for Kang. When the professor arrives at the river house, Min tries to warn him not to go inside, but he doesn't listen and searches the rooms for his daughter. Hye-won is found lying down on a pile of rose petals, but when Kang tries to pick her up, she discovers her body is missing and only her head and limbs are there. It turns out she's been dead all along, and the messages he's heard had been recorded before she got killed. The reason why her body isn't there is that it had been used to replace Yuna's, thus Kang's autopsy and evidence tampering had been done on his own daughter. While Kang suffers in despair, Sung-ho shows up to tell him now he knows the pain he's gone through. Furious, Kang steals Min's gun and shoots Sung-ho, claiming that's what he wanted. However, Kang can't forgive himself now, so he uses the gun again, this time on himself. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so
Oh my god. This nigga is, I can't believe that it says high IQ. Like, that was so high IQ. This nigga waited 15 years. This nigga was plotting. He was plotting. He was like, alright. You just gonna, there was all the evidence right there, and you just gonna say there's no evidence? Alright. I bet. And just bodied his daughter, bro. Like 15 years later. That means he has been watching his every single step. And like, as a kid, that is crazy. Like, that shot was nuts. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was insane. I could never. That is, oh hell no. I couldn't even consider myself, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't even consider myself a man if I had to do that. Because there is no way in hell I'm about to get on my knees and beg for mercy for another man. I'm not doing that. No, seriously. And then just being a kid, like, and you watching all that go down, like, that is OD. That's OD. A man's life accelerated 50,000 times. His wife is only 3 minutes pregnant. I don't know. Hell no. What's another one? The hardest exam ever. You either pass or you die. Oh my god.
In the school backyard, Aina walks among a bunch of desks on fire and is suddenly attacked by a creepy girl that reminds her of her friend Chiwon.
What the fuck?
More ghosts appear in the area and Aina finds herself surrounded, but when she thinks she's about to die, she wakes up in her bed at the school dorms. Things are tense on the whole campus because this is the last week of exams and everyone is under pressure. Aina has less patience than usual for the trust fund kids, who get extra privileges in the school just for having money, but she gets to relax at least a little bit when she hangs out when her best friend Yoon and school prankster Yun, who has a crush on her. The teachers are tense as well. Choi hasn't smiled in forever, and Huang keeps scolding Lee for being too harsh on the students. During an exam, Baum keeps hearing whispers around the classroom and suddenly yells when he sees a creepy face appearing on his test, causing him to fall off his chair. Huang comes to check on him, obviously finding nothing on the paper, but he does notice the worrisome scars on Baum's wrist, although he says he didn't do it and that it was her. Moments later, a funny song suddenly starts playing from the speakers. The teachers don't allow the test to be interrupted, but they discover this is one of Yun's pranks, and as punishment he's asked to come to school over the weekend to help the teachers with some chores. In the afternoon, the teachers have a meeting with the principal, who informs them students from their sister school will be visiting them in 10 days, so he wants them to make a temporary class with their top students and start training them this weekend. The following day, the test results are posted and Aina and Yoon discover they'll be part of the special weekend class, which is a big deal considering the top 3 as usual are taken by the rich kids. When Baum comes over to find out his own grades, he begins feeling dizzy and notices the creepy girl from Aina's dreams in the middle of the crowd.
She looked like the
After a few seconds, the creepy girl's face fusions with Aina's, causing Baum to attack her.
Oh my god.
Other students immediately pull him away and an ambulance is called so he can be taken to a mental hospital. As the nurses drag him away, Baum yells at everyone to tell them they'll die soon. In the evening, guard Kim is doing his usual rounds when he suddenly hears a noise coming from under the building floor. It's Baum, who has escaped the mental hospital and has shown up at school with his hands covered in blood.
How do you do that?
He's obviously scared and keeps staring at something, but Kim doesn't know what. When the guard moves his flashlight for a better look, Baum gets a full view of a decaying body and runs away as he screams. The next day is Saturday, and the special class begins with the teachers asking student Song to collect everyone's phones since they won't be allowed during this special day. Yun has also come over to work on his punishment. When the class begins, Huang notices a girl called Min is missing but assumes she's just late and begins the lesson anyway. Meanwhile, Song is on his way to take the phones to the staff room when he hears a mysterious voice calling his name. He follows the voice to the bathroom where he's shocked to be suddenly attacked by an unseen force that heavily wounds him before dragging him by the ankle under a stall door and then into the ceiling. Back in the classroom, Choi begins her lesson by playing an educational video that gets abruptly interrupted by a terrifying sight. Min is trapped inside a glass container that has an equation written on its side. Not taking it seriously yet,
Oh my
Choi
God.
tries to turn it off to no avail and sends Aina to the staff room to check what's going on. As she runs there, Aina notices every screen in the hallway is showing the same thing, and when she makes it to the staff room she discovers the internet has suddenly gone down. At that moment, a creepy voice comes from the TVs announcing everyone will be taking a new kind of test.
This is a
If they don't
crazy
answer the
prank.
exercises, then students will die one by one. If anyone leaves the campus, they'll also die, and all questions must be answered to get the full answer. Teachers and students are equally confused, not knowing
So
what to make
cheap.
of this. To make matters worse, Kim comes in to confirm all
The
phone lines have
fuck?
been cut
Just cheat.
off. None of the students have their cell phones with them, and the teachers discover theirs have been broken. Kim is sent to keep an eye outside while Aina
These niggas don't know the answers. You telling me the exam? You telling me the people that's giving out the tests don't know the answers? I mean, yeah, I know they got an extra copy or whatever, but they don't know that off memory, nigga. You're a teacher. You are a teacher.
and the teachers join the others in the classroom, where everyone is screaming because the glass container Min is in has started to fill with water. Thinking this may be another prank, Lee attacks Yun and Huang has to pull them apart to stop things from getting violent. An argument begins among the teachers and everyone is so distracted by this that they forget about the equation until it is too late.
And kill
Once
her.
the container is full
Y'all
of
niggas
water,
stupid.
Min drowns. Seeing a real death convinces Lee that Yun didn't do this, and he decides to go across the street to see if he can find a phone. Choi's reminders of the rule are ignored and the students decide to copy Lee, but as soon as they make it to the reception, they discover the
Them
rule
niggas
has been
gonna
true.
die.
Lee comes back covered in blood and dies as soon as he crosses the door while the voice reminds them they need to stay inside. Meanwhile, Baum has managed to get inside the building too and he wanders around, only stopping to doodle on a notebook while he hears more noises. Next, the creepy voice informs everyone their next exercise will have an audio clue and Hertz song to make him scream into the microphone. It also makes him confess that his sin is having a greedy mother. Then the voice announces that the exercise can be found in the auditorium, where they must put together a phrase related to greed using the words waiting for them on the floor. After lots of brainstorming,
You gotta put down a whole puzzle.
Aina and
You gotta solve a whole puzzle.
Huang manage to think of a fitting sentence, but they don't make it in
To
time and
solve
Song's
this,
body
there's
is
no
dropped
way.
in the
Oh
middle
my
of the
God.
auditorium. His face covered by the candle wax the bad guy used to hurt him and the answer to the
Yeah, he was grits, bro. It was over for that man. There was no way. I don't even know where this dude came from. First of all, this nigga just dropped. He just curse splat right on that stage, like
the riddle written on his chest by scars. On top of it all, a student named Cha is now missing too, which gives Aina an idea that makes her run out of the auditorium.
You
Yun
gonna
follows
die.
her and finds her looking at the students' ranking, which confirms her theory. They're being killed in the ranking order. Min and Song had first and second positions, and the missing Cha is the third. Yun will be the fourth, and Aina herself comes fifth. In the auditorium, the rich kids think they would be safer if they hid in their dorms, so they make a plan to sneak there. Yun overhears this and joins them. They get permission to leave the auditorium from Huang by
how are y'all gonna get back there if you can't leave the door? You gonna die if you go out them doors. Did you not see that nigga from earlier? Y'all niggas stupid.
pretending to need to go to the toilet, and with a quick run they make it to the dorms, unaware that Baum can hear them running through the hallways. At that moment, Aina and Yun return to the auditorium and tell the teachers about their discovery, meaning they need to find Yun as soon as possible to protect her. They end up diving the class into two groups, one guided by Choi, and the other by Huang. By the time night falls, Cha has been missing for 6 hours and there's been no progress in the search. Suddenly, something begins shaking the door of the dorm where the escaped group is hiding, and the strange force creates a hole in the wood in order to grab a student's hair and pull his head through, instantly killing him. Meanwhile, Huang's group sees a light being turned on at a random classroom and goes to check on it only to discover the next exercise. Looking at the pictures on the board, they need to decode a password to use on the computer on the desk. While they get down to business, Choi's group sees lights flickering at a dorm window and rushes there to find the students panicking in the hallway. Everyone's yelling and pulling at each other, not knowing what's going on and not seeing Baum hiding in the stairs because he can see the creepy ghost in the hallway with them.
Oh my God.
After a few moments of utter chaos, the lights start working normally again and they discover that the attacker made a mistake. They kidnapped a girl named Su Jin instead of Yun, who never left her bedroom in the first place. In the classroom, Huang's group finds out the answer is on a warm spring day. Remember the auditorium. They put the password in the computer, but it's already too late. Cha is dead, and the body appears on camera together with the decaying face of a creepy woman. Such horrifying sight makes them scream and run out until they finally reunite with Choi's party. Afterward, everyone goes to the cafeteria so they grab a bite. While discussing the clue from the password, Aina realizes this is related to her former best friend Chiwon. She used to be the #1 student in their class because she always studied really hard in order to keep her scholarship since her family was poor to afford this school. One day, When the ranking was posted after another important exam, everyone was shocked to see Chi-won got 6th place, which meant she would have to leave the dorm after the next term. A few days later, Chi-won showed up dead in the auditorium under mysterious circumstances. The students in the cafeteria begin to wonder if Chi-won's ghost is doing this to them, causing a clearly uncomfortable Hwang to drop the subject because ghosts don't exist. After Kim comes to join them for dinner too, a melody starts playing somewhere in the building announcing the next test. Hwang decides he's had enough and goes looking for the murderer while Choi, Aina, and Yoon follow the song to the staff room, where a puzzle awaits them in the form of an anagram. To solve it, they must put the pictures together to recreate a photograph of the school. While Soo-jin is also heavily wounded by the attacker before she's put inside a washing machine, Yoon retrieves a matching picture from the reception to use as a guide during the solving of the puzzle. The plan works and the answer is revealed to be "I know who killed me, my anger will endure, face the truth." Meanwhile, Hwang keeps hearing weird noises outside and seeing shadows in the corner of his eyes. Suddenly, a mysterious force attacks him and pushes him away, so Hwang runs to hide in a closet and has to make a huge effort not to scream while a knife keeps stabbing the door. Luckily, the attacker goes away and Hwang finally gets to escape, bumping into Choi and the teens on his way out. Before they can share information, they begin hearing a beeping sound that they follow to discover it comes from a washing machine announcing the end of its cycle. Inside, Soo-jin lies dead. Choi is more sure that this is connected to Chi-won now, but when she turns to Aina for her opinion, she finds her gone. In the cafeteria, Yoon realizes everyone around her has abruptly fallen asleep, but instead of worrying about what it may mean, she puts on the headphones of her music player to distract herself. This results in Yoon not hearing the decaying woman approaching her from behind to kidnap her properly this time. At the same time in the dorms, Aina follows a mysterious whisper until she finds the creepy girl from her dreams drawing on the doodles Balm made earlier. The ghost tries to grab Aina and makes her scream, but by the time the teachers and Yoon find her, the creepy girl is gone. Now they need to think of a serious plan, so Hwang asks Yoon how he pulled off the prank last time.
So, bro, just take the test. Just take the test. Y'all could all cheat.
Once the boy explains the kind of connections he made, the group goes to the PA room and finds the wire that runs throughout the whole school for all the screens. Thus they follow it underground to see if it can take them to the creepy woman. However, the first person they find is Balm, who doesn't hesitate to attack Aina as soon as he sees her. Yoon doesn't hesitate either and comes to Aina's defense, but in the struggle, Balm stabs him until he dies before turning to Aina again. This time it's Hwang who stops Balm, and in a fit of fury, he kills Balm with multiple hits. There's no time to grieve because the melody announcing a new riddle plays once more, this time together with Yoon screaming. Aina and the teachers follow the noise into a hallway with a locked door at the end. To open it they must solve the exercise written on it. Behind this door Yoon is hanging from her ankle while having to watch a dead Min float and a candle slowly burn the rope that keeps her up. Fortunately, Choi recognizes the necessary math and quickly discovers the combination number, allowing them to open the door and rush inside. While Choi finds a bunch of paper sheets with all the tests on them, Hwang tries to find a way to put Yoon down safely and Aina hugs her to comfort her through her fear. Sadly, the creepy woman doesn't care that they solved the test. She still brings Yoon up before letting her fall in one go, causing Yoon to die as soon as she touches the floor. When Hwang sees there are steps he can take to the roof, he climbs them and finds the creepy woman, who tries to stab him. Luckily, Hwang thinks quickly and fights back, managing to kill the woman after some struggle and finally putting an end to all this. Sometime later, a memorial for the lost students is held in the auditorium. Aina can't stand the overwhelming pain and goes to catch some air on the roof, where she's shocked to find the paper sheets with the test plans. There's also a bigger surprise, a photograph of Chi-won with her family, revealing her parents were the creepy woman and Kim the guard. Speaking of Kim, he jumps on Aina from behind and kidnaps her, showing he had been working with his wife all along and he wants to see their plan through to the end. After tying Aina to a chair, Kim fills the auditorium with gas as he begins to talk through the speakers. He admits to being Chi-won's father and that he's happy all the rich parents finally know the pain he's been suffering for 2 years. Then, he plays on the big stage screen a recording of Chi-won being murdered that he had found on her phone. He also asks the murderer to reveal himself. While everyone in the auditorium panics about possibly being in the company of a murderer, it is revealed that the person that killed Chi-won had been Hwang. It turns out Hwang was paid by the rich parents to give their kids better grades, and that was the only reason Chi-won had gotten 6th place. She confronted Hwang to ask him to make things right or she would go to the principal, thus Hwang reacted by killing her. All this had been seen by Balm, who watched instead of helping, and that's why since then he imagined Chi-won followed him everywhere. In the auditorium, Hwang finds himself cornered and goes crazy, grabbing the emergency axe from the wall and threatening anyone that comes close. Before he can hurt anybody though, Kim shows up and gets his revenge by taking the axe from Hwang and killing him slowly with it, ignoring the teacher's apology. Kim's flashbacks reveal he had killed the original guard so he could take the job, meaning he's been planning this since Chi-won's death 2 years ago. Seeing as Kim is there, Choi runs out of the auditorium and rescues Aina. A few weeks later, Aina checks on the student ranking and is pleased to see she's won first place. But as she turns around, her face and Chiwon's become one, implying she may have been possessed all along and that's why Bomb kept attacking her. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.
All right. It was all right. Year 2064, talking is banned. Whoever talks will be killed. That's stupid. Oh, wow. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna end it here, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Thank you for supporting. This is the first of many. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back again. I got some I really should get closer to the microphone. But no, in all seriousness though, I got some new videos and stuff that I want to put out. That I'm gonna be releasing to you guys. I actually have a video that's on schedule to drop tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And also I'll do some reactions. Put those up on there. I got a couple more games that I want to play for you guys as well. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff to be coming down on this channel. I just can't wait to share it with you guys. It's about to go crazy. Yeah, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys take care. Have a great night. And yeah, it's been on me. I'll see you guys later.